Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he.
Chris Cam.
Will there be another Kiss Cam?
I'm split on how I feel about that. If you guys missed it last night, I checked Twitter. You guys know the skit where they do the Kiss Cam and they go to different couples and they, oh, kiss. Sometimes it'll be like a mother or dad with the son or daughter and kiss. Usually there's Slamson somewhere in the audience and he's sitting next to a lady and he'll plant a lion kiss. I'm split. On one hand, I thought it was hilarious and, of course, jumped all over it because I'm 4. On the other hand, I'm like, really?
What do you mean?
Look, I don't want to be that guy, but also it's like, I think the part that's where I old man out is that, it goes, again, if you didn't see it, let me help everyone out. I always assume everybody sees everything. They go to everything's going great. And Scott Moak narrates, oh, that's nice. Oh, look at that. Then they get to a couple and she puts her hair back and proceeds to pantomime an act. That's a respectable job.
Yeah.
There you go. Pantomime an act. And I think the part that made me raise my eyebrow a little bit, other than that, was the very next person they flip to is like a dad and his little 4-year-old girl. I'm like,
So if it wasn't that, it would be fine.
no, I think that's just what kind of popped it into my head where I was like, I don't know. I'm split. I obviously laughed at it. I got the video, had fun with it, but then I feel a little guilty about it.
You don't.
No, I do. No, I do.
You don't feel guilty, but you want to feel guilty.
Did you erase it?
No. But,
Well, this has happened before. This has happened this season.
It here?
No, at a different.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yes. Yes.
And their cameraman was very quick to, well,
yeah, I think, and I do think
King's cameraman was just like, oh, what's going on here?
And I'm pretty sure that, look, I'm going to throw that person under the bus. They have a lot of stuff they got to do. And you're looking at, you've got, I don't know what the exact number is, but just to set it up, they're in a trailer in the bowels of the arena, and they have these monitors in front of them. And they, let's say he has probably 6 monitors that have 6 different camera angles, because you have your camera people all throughout the crowd focusing in on different couples. So they're on shot 3, which is this guy and girl, and there he gives her a kiss. And then, all right, go from 3. Oh, okay, hey, there's 5. And then you go to 5, which is that couple. But then while that couple, you're looking at the other monitors to pick where you're going to, you're saying in the earpiece of the director, hey, let's go to camera 2. So this poor guy, what probably happened was he's looking at the other monitors because you leave it on for a few seconds and camera 2. I don't think he was purposely going, hey. Anyways, I want to be that guy. Look, hey, listen, they can do an entire porn if it means that we're going to win.
Are you on goofball pills or something?
Then I don't care.
They're 1-0 with that.
They are 1-0.
Did that break the curse of Royale?
I mean, I will say I do have a question of 3 for Madness about this. Not necessarily about Royale, but, look, I'm all for, is there going to be merchandise? A book tour?
I mean, Puke Walton made its Puke Guy had a life for a while.
Puke Guy features in 3 for Madness. So, but the thing about Puke Guy that I've always kind of respected and loved, he spoke to nobody. Like I'm sure there's people out there that know who this person is, but that is never, this person did not ride their fame to glory. This person straight up disappeared, which tells me more than likely this person was probably sitting in their friend, father-in-law, boss's seats, whatever, did that and was like, oh my God. Like I don't, let's just put it this way. There are a number of people in this fan base, many of which I know and call dear friends, that would have happened to, and they would have had like T-shirts made they would have had Kings jerseys that say Puke Guy on the back, 100%.
Speaking from experience, after doing something like that at Golden One Arena, it's something you don't want to keep with you.
The Puke Guy thing?
Yeah.
Well, let me give you an example. There's a guy I know very, very well. I love him to death. His name's Paul. I'll just leave it at that. He's a big part of Crown Downtown. He's going to watch this clip. Pretty sure if that happened to him, and let's be honest, not out of the ballpark, I think he'd celebrate it.
I know, Paul.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked
if he did.
If he threw up.
Oh, no, yes.
He's got a steel trap.
That is, he has a metal stomach. That is a very excellent point. And I don't know where it all goes. But I know if I'm sitting for some reason in that area under the basket and he's there, and I spot him at some point, we say hi before the game. I know for a fact that at some point in the fourth quarter, I'm going to feel an arm around my shoulder and neck area and getting sweet nothings whispered in my ear by somebody that smells like a liquor factory. That's not what I was looking for, but you get my point. And I love it.
Liquor factory.
Liquor factory. Not talking about last night, by the way. And of course, he's a Cowboys fan. Shout out, Paul. You're right. He would never, that would never happen. But if it did, I don't think he'd run from it. So we'll see if she gets a jersey. I don't know what she put on the back or front, but it was a great night had by all.
Yes,
it was fun. It was exciting. And coming up in this program, I have a whole entire take on last night's game and why I am ecstatic. I am over the moon. I'm as happy as I've been in a long time. And I'm a little bit pissed. I'm a little bit pissed off. I'm a little bit pissed. And I'll explain. But last night's game, there's a tiny part of me well pissed off. We'll get to that. I promise it'll make sense. It's not me. It's not me being Debbie Downer.
I don't think it's a surprise to anybody.
Well, and honestly, and I really hope, I hope people understand and agree with what I'm going to say. But that being said, by the way, I know what everyone. We're already 9 minutes in, Jason. I haven't even brought it up yet. October 1st, last time Huddersfield Town lost yesterday. Big 1-0 win at home at the John Smith Stadium. That's 7 on the bounce, as they say over there, up into the top 4. Your thoughts? Big win yesterday.
They're in the top 4 in the table.
Top 4 in the table. Top 2 get automatic promotion. Top, I think top
2 through
6. Yeah, 2 through 6.
Or 3 through 6.
Yeah, correct. Go into a playoff. And then out of that,
by when? By the end of the year?
Yeah, by like May.
Oh,
and then the champion out of that little 14 playoff, they're the third one to get promoted back to the league championship. So first time in 7 years that town has been unbeaten in 7 off the bounce. So yeah, first time in also in 7 years that they beat whoever the hell we beat yesterday. I forgot, but yes, it was great. Oh, it was Wigan.
Ooh, Wigan.
Wigan. Yeah, we beat Wigan.
Wigan's in League One. Ooh.
I know. Yeah, they have. Well, I will be at what is it? Mansfield Town on Saturday. So, dude, I land at Heathrow at 5:55 in the morning. I take a 3-hour and 27-minute, if everything's on time, train from Heathrow to Leeds. It's like literally like a 2-minute walk from the train station to the hotel. Get in the hotel, and then my guy down there at 11:30 is going to pick me up to drive an hour and a half to Mansfield Town to watch that match. So I don't know if I might die. I might actually dive into. I don't know how it depends on if I sleep on the plane.
right.
Do you know what the best part about Mansfield is?
I don't.
Leaving Mansfield.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, have you honestly?
No.
Look,
I just stick to the cities.
The orchestra there is phenomenal. The arts and culture is amazing. They've got a really, really good rugby team. Oasis actually is. None of that's true. I don't know anything about. Maybe
You're trying to tell me
they might have a Walmart.
Manchester fan doesn't know where Oasis is?
Speaking of, did you see what your boy said about? I was thinking about you about what your boy said about Man City yesterday, or was it yesterday? Maybe the day before.
Which boy?
I think it was Liam.
Oh yeah.
He got all
I
pissed.
totally agree with him.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to any more games. Some guy told me to sit down or be quiet or whatever." He was basically saying everyone's sitting there eating their wine and cheese. I go to enjoy the game, and now it's too corporate. Screw you guys. Your thoughts, Chris?
Thought it made him angry because he is picking between the prawns
Yes.
and the caviar. I 100% agree.
I mean, it sounds like Manchester City is basically dealing with what like the Warriors dealt with, where they just priced everybody out,
Right.
and it's,
It's corporate.
it's corporate.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Not for the better.
You saw Wrexham yesterday get a win in the 92nd minute. And
I did.
the clip of Danny DeVito handing out, like, everybody's doing this stuff now. Danny DeVito was handing out high fives. I didn't even know Danny DeVito was.
Here's a high five for
They
you.
were-
Yeah.
They were
Here's
low.
a high five for you.
They were what?
They were
Low
low.
fives. Well, we got a great show today. Shredville time. Tim Plow
That's right.
is going to join us. We're also going to talk finally to Katie Christensen after a win. Seems like that never happens. That's nice. And look, it's going to be heavy Sacramento Kings. And why shouldn't it be?
Right.
We spend all this time bitching and moaning about how bad they are when they're bad. Well, you know what? Gosh dang it, all the heck. They weren't bad last night. They were fantastic. And I don't even care that my buddy lost a decent amount of money.
Oh, that's right.
But you know what? I talked to him this morning, actually. He's an early resident.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I said, hey, dude, just checking in on you. You okay? He goes, I'd have paid that. If you'd have told me that that's what it would have cost for the Kings to have that win last night, I'd have paid it. I would have rather, had bet on them and won. But he said, honestly, it was worth every penny. So that's good attitude. That's a good Kings fan.
Vegas knew what they were doing.
Vegas always knows what they were doing. And Chris thought they were going to lose. What an idiot. We'll take a break. When we come back, we're leading off next.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Old Spice Swagger Holiday Pack, perfect for a gift to treat yourself. 24/7 holiday freshness with daily use can smell your bestest. I'm gonna be smelling great all season. Old Spice scents just can't be beaten. Chock full of value, saving that green. Got the essentials needed to feel clean. Deodorant, hair, body wash, and spray. Celebrate your holiday the Old Spice way. Ho, 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 ho.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Both free throws are missed. Rebound Alex Lynn. Reaches it out to Jordan, and he waits out the final few seconds. So after being abused 3 times last season by double digits by the Houston Rockets, the Kings end up with a 121-11 victory tonight. They break a 4-game slide on their home floor. They had lost overall 6 of their last 7, 7 of their last 9. They get the win to improve their record to 10-12 as they get ready to go on the road for the next 2 on to Memphis and San Antonio, another back-to-back.
916-339-1140 is our text line. It's talking about the Kiss Cam. It says, I'll be that guy. It's unseemly. And you know she shops at Walmart. Hey, no Walmart slander. Okay? I shop at Walmart.
I don't know where they were sitting. That's a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a great
Walmart
point.
money.
Yeah, nothing wrong with shopping at Walmart. Jason?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to turn the season around. I don't know if they might go into Memphis and get their butts kicked. This might just be a blurb and a blip. Look, every single year, bad teams win games against good teams, and the Pistons, or, I should say, the Wizards are going to go into Milwaukee or something at some point this year and win. There are the NBA landscape is littered with wins that wouldn't normally happen. Other teams have bad nights. The Houston fans believe the refs were incredibly biased towards the Sacramento Kings, and obviously so does Ime Udoka. I don't know, but for that night, for one night, the Kings were in the midst of a really, really bad streak, the worst of the year, and a very physical team came in with vets like Van Vliet, obviously Dylan Brooks, who are savvy and piss me off all the time, partially because I'm jealous we don't have guys like that. And they came in and they got in Kings' faces and they tried to punk the Kings off their own home floor. They had a nice lead in the first half, and the Kings could have tucked tail and run. They could have backed down, and they didn't. They responded. They played, in most cases, wonderfully. They bullied the bullies. It's my favorite win of the year for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I think they there was more of a gut check to this win than the performance, but I don't want the performance and execution to get lost either, because that's kind of what's been missing, the little things, and I think they did those things better. Yep. And obviously it's nice when some shots start to go, and I think even the example for it is like Herter and Murray hit some threes, but they didn't go nuts, but they hit enough that it's like, okay, that's what you need. And a guy like Isaac Jones continues to play really well. And then you get what you expect from and they get what you expect from your big three.
6 for 11 between Keegan Murray and Kevin Herter.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if Keegan Murray and Kevin Herter can shoot whatever that is, 54% from 3 on 10 or more attempts, I would say the Kings will win a minimum of 60% of those games.
Mm-hmm.
It just helps. It gets everybody going. Malik Monk with a career high 12 assists. And we're going to talk a lot about this too. And what I want to be very careful about doing is I don't want to take a small sample size and just beat Mike Brown over the head with. Well, let me back up. I really want to take a small sample size and beat Mike Brown over the head with it. I terribly, terribly want to do that, but my experience in this world tells me, don't crow for victory. What? Don't count your victories before the chicken. And
nailed it.
Thank you. But could it be that Malik Monk starting and what we saw last night could perhaps unlock the foxiest of foxes? He's not, I think, in his soul, a point guard. I just like Damian Lillard was a point guard, but he wasn't a point guard. He's a scorer. It doesn't mean he can't distribute. It doesn't mean he can't rebound. It doesn't mean, and by the way, I think he's a top 5 two-way player in the league right now. When he locks in on defense, it's just stupid. What he did to Fred VanVleet last night and just picked the ball it's just, that's who he is. But I think having Malik in there frees Fox up a little bit to do some other things.
So Halliburton and Fox could have worked.
Maybe. Why do you have to throw that out? Now I'm going to go down that whole road. Damn it. I think Fox Halliburton might have worked.
I don't think it didn't work. My point on that one, too, is like, I think people like that didn't work. It didn't?
Yeah.
Like they didn't win a championship, didn't make the play. Yeah, but I think they played fine together.
I'll put it this way. I think that Fox, who's our starting center then?
Holmes, probably.
Okay. No offense to our guy, Rashawn.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Holmes.
Fox, Halliburton, Rashawn Holmes, to me, less than signed. Fox, Monk, Sabonis.
Correct.
And that's kind of how I have to look at it. Now you're in my head. God damn it. All right, we'll take not a break.
Oh, in the head.
See, you got me. Wow. And now you threw that ear. Anyway, Kings win.
I need to get a break to start looking at stats.
I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
And it's going to take 5 minutes to load. Here we go.
Well, a couple things that jumped out. Number one, if I were SMU, I'd feel really good. Regardless of what happens in the title game, I think we're going to feel really good. As far as Alabama over Miami, I think that's going to be a slippery slope as these playoffs continue to develop, because you have a team in one of the Power 4 conferences that has the least amount of losses when it comes to these two teams. Miami is 10-2, Alabama is 9-3. And so to put Alabama in over Miami right now, I think that's one of those things, man, we better be careful as far as that's concerned when these schedules are imbalanced.
Oh, a 3-loss Alabama team is back in. All right.
No way.
It's just the same issues, just pushed down further, right?
You know what I really love, though, Jason, about – and well, I love it on the surface, short term. Long term, I don't know. The top 4 right now with buys.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
Oregon, Texas, SMU, Boise State. Now, look, Texas, okay. Even Oregon, kind of okay. Yeah. But no Ohio State, no Michigan, no Alabama. I mean, look, I got to say, no Florida State, no Miami, no Florida. No, you've got all these. And by the way, I'm not trying to, Texas and Oregon are not, these aren't Boise States. That's a different category. I'm just saying it's a fresh look.
Right. But even if it was like, for whatever reason, you took 2 years off from college football and you go, but Oregon's in from the Big Ten and Texas is in from the SEC.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah, I don't. It's so weird. Indiana.
Is this the basketball bracket or the?
Seriously.
Yeah.
But I think this is, however it shakes out, it's going to be all. I think it's, especially as we get closer and closer. And I'll say it again, and college football fans know this. Like, look, you have these teams play all year, but they're not in the top 4. So, you're sitting watching an 11-1, 10-2 team, and they're playing against another 10-2 team in the Pull End Weed Eater Bowl on the 30th of December. You're like, I mean, okay, it's nice to have them win their last game and win a bowl game. But I think as fans, you don't really, it's like national championship or bust.
Right.
But you get into a playoff situation where you've got that many teams, and every single team is, well, let's see, 1, 2. You win 3 in a row,
Mhm.
you're the national champions. You go on a 3-game hot streak, you're raising the whatever it is. Roof. I'm all those playoff games mean something.
Yes, for sure.
It's going to be an NFL-ish type audience and atmosphere, and people like you and me have been screaming about this stuff for years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be perfect.
Right.
We'll find some holes. That's
Always.
fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
I had a conversation with Scott Forrest yesterday, so I know he was going to have conversations with Juan. Since he knows us, we are standing ready to meet with him if he feels necessary to meet with us, as he, understands the landscape of opportunities that now exist for himself. He's played obviously in Washington, he played in San Diego, now he's played here. So
Brian Cashman. The Yankees, Mets, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Dodgers are the 5 known candidates for Juan Soto. If those are the 5 candidates to pick from, Jason, I want you to take a guess out of the Yankees, Mets, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Dodgers. If it can't be my Giants, where would I like Juan Soto to go?
Where would you like him to go?
Yes.
Well, I have a weird guess, like Toronto.
No.
Oh, Yankees.
I'm 100% rooting for this, by the way, and I'm serious. I 100% want Juan Soto to sign with the Dodgers. 1,000%. Because if he signs otherwhere, any other place he signs, I don't care. I think Juan Soto signing with the Dodgers might just trigger baseball to do something. It would be objectively hilarious if the defending champions, who already have deferred $1.1 billion in money, I want them to sign him to a 10-year, $800 million deal and defer $700 million of it.
Pay him $12 this year.
I think look, they're already, if they don't have massive injuries, they're already they're gonna win it all next year, or at least be there. They're the defending champions, and they reloaded with Blake Snell, who of course is going to be healthy and win 20 for them next year. If they add Juan Soto to Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts and Shohei Ohtani, who, by the way, will be pitching next year, I think that's enough for baseball and baseball fans just to go, this is just stupid. It's just stupid. It's hilarious, but not funny. We need to figure this out. No more the pain of Juan Soto being in LA may be worth it to close this loophole long term.
For you.
For me, yes. I don't blame you for wanting him to sign with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Juan Soto re-signed. They had him last year, and it might be good enough to get him back to the World Series.
Yeah, from what I read, I think the Mets and maybe even the Blue Jays, believe it or not, are going to offer the most. But we'll see.
We shall see. We'll take a break. Well, and the other thing, too, there is you've got, I don't know what the deal is in Massachusetts or Toronto, to be honest with you, but in both New York and California, it's a hefty bit of state tax.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how that, now Canada, I think, might even be more.
Really?
Honestly, I think Canada's got a bunch of Canada tax.
Not the Canada
tax. Maple tax.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings win. Kings win. Kings win. There's I actually wrote that on the thing because I wanted to say it. Shout out John Sterling. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings win next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer & Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop. Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy, and they, as always, want to help you stay warm this fall and to make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection, regularly $119, and that includes a full safety inspection, a full duct inspection, and if your system is over 10 years old, the tune-up is on American Energy. So give them a call right now, offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com. That's the AE, like American Energy, way.com for an instant quote. In business for a long, long time. A+ Better Business Bureau serving the greater Sacramento area. Get in there today at theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel or extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
I always approach the holidays with a sense of excitement and a time to be with family. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa for Naturewood Home Furnishings. For me, the best times were when there were 3 generations all celebrating together. Today, we're the grandparents, and the holiday spotlight shines on my grandson. And I hope he'll remember holidays the way his papa does. Right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings will help you create your own kind of holiday memories during their holiday home sale. Unique gifts found only at Naturewood, like hall trees, curios, chairside tables, and more, are available at savings of 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will live with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work, and that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. And now that the holidays are here, there is no better time than right now to head down to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. The Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration is back from now through January 2nd. You may say, Kyle, what is the Holiday Love Celebration? Well, let me tell you. At Mercedes-Benz of Stockton, you can discover exceptional offers on a new Mercedes-Benz, like the 2025 GLC 300 SUV. It's just $559 a month for 36 months. They also have a full lineup of SUVs, vans, electric vehicles, and of course, certified pre-owned vehicles with rates as low as 2.99% APR up to 72 months on select vehicles. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton believes in the true Mercedes car buying experience. So make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton and see what a true car buying experience is really about. Or of course, you can go online at mbofstockton.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
Oh yeah, great return song for a day like today. You know, I got up this morning, cup of coffee, Got a shower. Looked right in the mirror.
Gross.
So it feels good to be a gangster. Just does.
That's what you said.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Pound my chest a few times. Feels good to be.
I kind of pound my chest every morning.
Yeah. Do you pound your chest every morning?
I go like a.
Have we ever talked about the person that actually does that? I'll tell you. I can't say that on the air. There is literally somebody we all know, including the audience, that apparently does that every single morning and says affirmations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, works for them, I guess.
You know what? Honestly, it does. It does. And hey, you know what? Whatever works for you. It just seems kind of funny to think about, especially when Anyways, the Kings finally get a cup win, and that's really what's most important.
Mm-hmm.
They did not go 0 for cup.
No.
1 win, 1 cup. That's it. They're out. Oh, and at some point today, they've announced. I don't know if they've posted it. I have the email.
It's on there.
Is it on the schedule? Yeah, they have added the cup games, or excuse me, they've added
the 2 additional games. If you don't advance.
Denver's one.
Yeah, they go to
they're difficult.
New Orleans.
That's right.
Which is weird. That's the imbalance part of it. Like they still play them 4 times now, but they have to go to New Orleans 3 times, and New Orleans only comes here once. And Denver will be 2-2.
That's right. At Denver on the 12th, or excuse me, at New Orleans on the 12th. That is a 5:00 start, and then home Denver. That is a 7:00 as we welcome in Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
And
because I think the only other time Denver's here, if I'm not mistaken, is like game 81 or 82 or something like that.
Let's look here. It would be game Jason, stupid. It's game 80.
Oh, that's way off.
God. Yeah. So, that's neat. Yeah, they go at Denver on March 5th, at Denver January 23rd, and then home Denver. So it's your one chance to see the Nikola Jokic before April 9th.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
Last night, Jason Ross, it started out. Let's give De'Aaron Fox a second chance 3-ball cut here.
Sabonis going to try again from distance, and he misses again from distance. Ball tipped out to Fox. He'll launch a 3. There it is. It was the 5th attempt before the Kings knocked down the first triple. It gives them a 5-4 advantage.
Okay, early on. As the quarter progressed, as the game progressed, Houston built a little bit of a lead. 5 points here, 9 points there, anything, this, that, whatever. But you knew something might be up when Kevin Huerter came off the bench and did a little bit of this.
Huerter has it, gives it up, gets it back. Transition 3. There you go, Kevin Huerter. Needed to see that one fall through in his return to action. 3-point lead. Van Vliet, deep right wing 3. Score 3 more for him. He has always been, to me, Henry, a guy who plays with a lot of confidence on the offensive end.
And he always plays at his speed. You can't speed him up. He's always under control.
Hey, shout out High Flyer.
Yeah.
So that was the end of the first quarter. Towards the end, Huerter hit that. Let's go to the second quarter. And how about a little more red velvet for everybody's tastes?
Huerter being challenged by the longer Şengün. Finds Fox at the logo. Drives, kicks. Herter's now open for 3. Score the triple. Red velvet is back 37-32. He has 8 points in his return to action after missing a couple of games.
Well, Jason, what was it? Towards the end of late in the second, I think, was a little, take us through what happened. I was at my son's game watching. Mm-hmm. I did see it, but you were there. Little back and forth. Fox, Monk, of course, Dylan Brooks, and I think Jalen Green.
I think that's right. Yeah, there's a few people all kind of a little yapping around.
Yeah, a little yap or two. And we get in the third quarter, by the way, and Houston still got a lead. Jalen Green hitting 3s.
Van Vliet now driving right baseline. 4 on the clock. They swing it. Şengün out on top. 3 on the way. Score it. The man we were just talking about, Jalen Green, has the triple. They were running out of time, and yet he buried it. He's got a total now of 19 points.
Man, he's fun to watch.
Yeah, he's
scary good already.
He's what, 22?
If that, yeah, man.
Yeah, they got themselves a good one there. There was I'll go back. There was a point, and I know a lot of people were thinking the same thing here. Let me open up the old tweeter here. And there was a point after that, after the bubble up, if you will. I said, let's set the stage. Kings are on a tough run, and the Rockets are trying to come into their house as we expected, get in their heads, and punk them off their own floor. Let's see what this team's made of. That was at 7:57 last night. The response was brilliant, and it wasn't immediate either. There was, I think, actually, the Rockets made their next couple. I think over the next 2-3 minutes, the Rockets actually outscored him, and I found myself going, oh, God, here we go. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff on Twitter at the end of the night going, well, we saw what they were made of. They're made of, candy and cotton candy and powder puffs or whatever, but I don't know, whatever's soft. I don't know. That wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And we've got more to get to on this, Jason, but they puffed their chests out. It was amazing.
Yeah, you said it earlier. They bullied the bullies.
And shout out Zebo.
And it rattled Houston, really, and it inspired the Kings. And then the Kings, obviously, the execution was really good, too, while handling all the intensity of the game.
Rattled Houston at their own game. Yeah. Dylan Brooks fouled out. Alperen Şengün, gone. Ime Udoka, gone. Going to definitely be donating NBA cares here pretty soon. Good times at Golden One Center. And I'm so glad it happened at home for the home fans.
Yes.
It's been tough for the home fans this year. They haven't seen a ton of great, and it was really good to reestablish that home floor. And now you just got to carry on. We'll take a break. We'll shift gears real quick. Kings Rewind will lead us off. Don't forget Katie Christensen coming up later on in the program. But let's go to college football. UC Davis coach Tim Plow. They got a bye week last week. They head into the playoffs now. And we'll talk to him about the college football playoffs overall as well, since they had a bye last week. UC Davis coach Tim Plow joins us from Shredville next.
The quest for ring number 6 happens here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Listen on Sacktown Sports for all the 49ers action.
Jennings went up and took it away. What a catch by JJ. He scored 3 touchdowns today.
Quest for 6 lives here on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports 1140.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
In for the holidays, and I need gift ideas.
That's why we're here. Staples has amazing deals on everything you need. Photo gifts, laptops, and gaming systems. Even custom holiday cards and shipping solutions to send gifts to the family that can't make it.
Perfect. Have anything for Uncle Frank? I love him, but the guy is never quiet.
Noise-canceling headphones. For you.
You get it.
Unwrap huge holiday savings at Staples. And right now at Staples, save up to $350 on select computers. Ends 12/28, in-store only.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Football fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Your UC Davis Aggies have a spot in the FCS playoffs and are hosting a game this Saturday versus Illinois State right here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Let's get Shredville rocking. Gather your group, fire up the tailgates, and get loud and Aggie proud. Your playoffs tickets can be purchased by visiting UCDavisAggies.com/tickets or by calling 530-752-2471. Go Aggies.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
All right, welcome back. Well, we're going to take a nice little detour off 80 into Shredville. I think they should do that during football season. Just change the UC Davis exit.
Mm-hmm.
Change it to
Shredville.
Shredville.
Yeah.
You can change it back after football season. Joining us right now, as he has for this whole roller coaster this season, Coach Tim Plow of your UC Davis Aggies. Good morning, Coach.
Boys, how we doing?
Awesome.
Doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, it's awesome, man. It's a blessing to have another football game, so hopefully we can figure out a way to keep this rolling.
So what do you do with the bye that you earned? Obviously heal up, relax, whatever. But what are you doing with the guys during the week to keep them sharp? Because that, again, fans always wonder this. I'm sure coaches do too. Byes are great, but also you don't want to be rusty going into this weekend.
Yeah, we basically practiced Tuesday, Wednesday of last week, and we, not having an opponent to prepare for because we didn't know who we were going to play. So we, as a staff, we spent all week breaking down both teams. But in those two practices, we just wanted to really compete against each other and make it known that, the rosters get limited in playoffs. You can't dress as many guys as you normally do. So basically we were communicating to the team that I kind of got one bone and two dogs. So it's time to compete against each other to see which guys are going to dress for the game. And then the guys were able to have Thursday to Sunday off. So the cool part about the bye and why it's so important to, play that well if you can at the end of the year is to so your players can go home to see their families for Thanksgiving. So, most of our guys were able to go home, see their families for Thanksgiving, and then they came back on Sunday. So that was awesome.
Coach, you do now know who you play, Illinois State. It was a weird game in a sense for them. They advanced. That's what their goal was. They gave up a ton of yards, but then forced 8 turnovers? I mean, that was a little bizarre victory for those guys.
Yeah, there were some wild things in that game. We had the whole staff and all of our families in here on Saturday morning to hang out and watch the game. And you don't see 85 pass attempts very often, and you don't see 8 turnovers very often. So a really unique game. I think the thing it showed me was just how resilient Illinois State is. I mean, technically they're the high seed. They're supposed to have a home game, but because they scheduled high school playoffs, they don't get to play at home. So they have to travel on the road. And then they give up these yards, but they force all the turnovers and they figure out a way to win the game. And I just think that's what good teams do. They figure out ways to win. And, their head coach has been there a long time. They've been to the national championship before. So they're a storied program from a really good conference. And that's what the playoffs is all about. You get to play teams you don't normally play, which is really cool. So we're looking forward to it. We know it's going to be a great game.
Coach, I want to ask you about the other playoffs, just as a college football fan, as somebody who played, as somebody who obviously is deeply involved, but going to the air quotes big guys and the first year of this whole playoff system, just as a fan, what do you think of it? And are you looking forward to seeing these matchups overall?
I love the fact that the playoff expanded, because I think to say that there's only 4 teams every year that can win a national championship is not a true statement. So I think that to have 12 teams really will allow you to separate and show that multiple conferences and multiple teams, you really get to see a true national champion. So I think that's awesome. I love that the teams get to have home games, in those scenarios. I mean, as a former Boise State coach and someone that really loves the Boise community, to think that if they can win one more game, they get to have, who knows, Ohio State or Clemson or someone like that have to come play on the blue turf. I mean, stuff like that's very cool. I did see the rankings recently. I do think they're really going to have to figure out, like, what is their criteria here, because it's hard for me to see, at that end, the Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Miami, to see how they rank that out. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense to me. So I think they got to figure that part out. Like, what is the criteria? How are we ranking this? Because it's hard to argue a couple of these teams being left out. But that's also part of the cool part about these is, right, it creates those arguments, creates those discussions. But I love it. I love that they're allowing a group of 5 team to get in there. And I think it's going to be really fun. And I think you'll see a true champion at the end, which is great.
Yeah, I guess, Coach, you could spread it to your level, at the FCS level. It's really the same type of thought. Look, the Big Sky is thought of pretty highly. You guys did well there. So did, NAU makes it, Montana State, Idaho. I mean, there's 5 teams that get there. And when there's maybe some other conferences go, hey, our second best team might deserve to be in there. I guess the same argument trickles down to your level, but when you get enough teams to make it, I guess it just all proves out at the end, doesn't it?
I think no matter how you do it, there's going to be arguments, right? Like when there was the BCS, then I remember when they left Miami out of the national championship in 2000, they took Florida State instead, and Miami beat Florida State, and so there was arguments about that. Then they go to a 4-team playoff, and last year, right, they take Alabama instead of I forget the other team that was going against them, and then that's an argument, So yeah. Now you're at 12 teams, and now the 13th team's going to. I mean, there's always going to be an argument, but I just think the thought of there was only 4 teams or only 2 teams, that always bothered me, because knowing college football, there's always a larger number of teams than you think that have the capability of doing that, and they should be given the opportunity, if they have a good enough season, to get that done. I do think you've noticed that because the transfer portal, I don't know if there's any like elite great teams anymore. I think all the teams have kind of come back to reality. I feel the same way about FCS level, that you can't really load up anymore because of the transfer portal. So I think the cool part is I think all these teams are pretty close, and I think you'll see a lot of really good games.
Coach, speaking of arguments, I know you haven't had to defend Lan Larison because he's done it himself. What he's done on the field has just been amazing. I saw the Walter Payton finalists, and he got acknowledgement but isn't in the final 3. Honestly, I'm a little surprised by that, and you guys have bigger things to go for, but individually I kind of felt he got slighted there.
Yeah, I don't know how much time you guys have. I could go for a long time about that one. I know that he's not going to say anything, and that's how he was raised, and that's why we love him. So I like to be his hype man, I guess. But I just think that's a travesty. I think it's awful. I don't know how that process goes. You cannot tell me that there's a better football player than him. And it's not that I'm just saying it. His numbers back it up. There's only one player in all of football at all levels right now that has more yards than Lan Larison, and it's Ashton Junty, who we recruited to Boise, and he might win the Heisman. So the fact that took place, it doesn't make sense to me. We're upset, obviously, and the 2 quarterbacks they took haven't had nearly the type of season that Miles has had. So I think some of it just goes back to what people are used to at FCS level. I don't think there's as many eyes watching the games, and UC Davis hasn't become a national brand that way. And so I think it's just a reminder that we have a long way to go and how people view us. And hopefully that adds a little more motivation to our guys. And the only way for us to get more attention is to make people pay attention. So hopefully we can do that the next few weeks.
Well, regular season is one thing, Coach, but we're getting into the playoffs now. And as you know, and as the audience knows, during the regular season, I have taken the time at the end of our interviews to share a story with you. Weirdly enough, the way the schedule's worked out, I've had a connection with just about every team you've played, but I'm switching it up this week. I'm gonna take you back to 2003, Coach, and a young Timmy Plow was fresh out of high school. He was doing some recruiting visits, UC Davis, obviously. I think Harvard was in there at one point, and Illinois State. And apparently the word on the street was, hey, it's too cold there. I'm going to go to California. And I got to tell you, years later now, 20 years later, I had a conversation this week when I found out I was going to be Illinois State. I like to do my research. And I had a conversation with John Malkovich, the actor, who is also an alum of Illinois State. He had me call Jane Lynch, the actress, who is also an alum. And they both pointed me. I know I'm going a long way here. They both pointed me to Reggie Redbird, their mascot, and said, he's got the dirt. Talked to him. And he told me, he said, the biggest favor that ever has been given to the Illinois State football program was Plow staying at Davis, because that gave us Yance Vaughn. We didn't want him anyways. We're just glad he turned us down and just absolutely laid into you. So when you get on that field this weekend and you look across at that team, I just want you to know that behind your back, they have been thrashing you nonstop all week long. Whether that motivates you or not, I don't know, but I just wanted to share that story with you.
Well, as usual, I appreciate it. You've tapped into my motivation. I'd like to say that I remember my recruiting trip in 2003, but not to go into too much detail, but I had a lot of fun and don't remember a whole much of the trip. But you can call me a wimp all you want, but I'm a San Diego kid, and I took a couple steps off that plane and said, "Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Can't wear flip flops out here." So I'm looking forward to it. Full circle moment. It's going to be a great game. I hope we get a great crowd. And but thank you again, as usual.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely going to have to talk to old Reggie and make sure he feels it.
All right, Coach. Good luck this weekend. We hope you get your revenge. Win one for Coach Plow this time.
Yes,
that's what it is. Not me. Win one for the old Plower.
Yeah,
I don't know if that works.
Oh yeah,
Coach, take care.
Yeah. I appreciate it. You guys find joy this week.
You got it, Coach. Got it, brother. Take care. Coach Tim.
He truly missed it. He missed that last week. He's like, I needed my motivation.
Yeah. You know what? I had to dig deep.
Yeah.
We'll take a break when we come back. Kings Rewind next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown. CMC.
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Hey, we know the holidays can be tough, especially if you've been going through some things, but we don't want that to be anything from your past that's keeping your holiday experience not the same. So how that can be helpful? How about an expungement? That can help you get a job. It can help you get your constitutional rights back, all with that expungement. And right now, Gonzalez Law is offering discounts on expungements now through Christmas. Go to SAClegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187. Gonzalez Law is local. He's here to help, and he'll help if you need representation for wrongful termination cases, auto accidents, sexual harassment, whatever the case may be, or expungements, and take advantage of that deal right now. Go to SAClegaldefense.com or call him at 916-304-9187.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Paid for by U.S. Medical Supply.
Call 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638. Again, 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638.
Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. See store for pricing. Eligibility may vary, not valid with other offers.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
With wet weather here, you're probably going to play a few rounds in the rain, so keep a few things in mind in those wet conditions. The ball probably won't go as far because you'll get little, if any, run out. If you tend to hit the ball low, maybe think about adjusting the loft of your driver to carry the ball farther. And when you get to the short clubs on the wet ground, your wedge can have a tendency to dig into the turf, so focus on hitting the ball first. And if you occasionally spin the ball back on the greens, expect more of that to happen when they're wet. Now, all of this assumes that you're ready to play in the rain. You own waterproof shoes and rain gear, rain gloves, which work best when wet, and an extra towel to keep everything else dry. But the most important thing you should bring to the first tee is a positive attitude. I found some of my most memorable rounds have been played in the rain. Overcoming the conditions to enjoy yourself while possibly shooting a good score makes for a great day. And remember, golf is a game, even in the rain. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
The holidays are always a great time to get together with family and friends, but nothing beats the thrill of Stockton Honda's deals. During Happy Honda Days, find the perfect ride in person or online. With over 400 new Hondas ready to go, now is the time to buy at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Our thanks to Coach Tim Plow. Don't forget, at 7:43, Jiffy Lube Drive of the game. Katie Christensen at 9. And let's see. Maybe the next segment. No, that's 3 for. 7:28, I think. I'm going to tell you what about last night both simultaneously filled me with hope and really pissed me off.
Okay.
I'm going to take you on a little ride. But, family speaks truth to family, and I hope it makes sense what I'm going to say. But last night was, I think, the win of the year. Is it the best team they've beaten? I don't know. Is it that? There are other arguments. I think it probably is.
Yeah.
But
it's up there.
But just with the whole picture,
boy, it was needed. That's for sure.
Oh my
gosh.
Goodness. That was the Robitussin we needed. That was the antibiotic we needed. Now, hello, it's the NBA. Here's Memphis.
Right.
A very pissed off Memphis Grizzlies team, by the way.
Yeah.
So you got to kind of carry this. And by the way, if they lose to Memphis, that doesn't mean yesterday meant nothing. But let's hope this is a bit of a rebirth physically and mentally for this club. I think that's what we're all hoping, Jason.
Yeah, because when they had the big win, I thought in Minnesota, like the way they came back and won that game in Minnesota, and then the day after Thanksgiving, we're going to Portland and home for San Antonio. I'm like, all right, they had a lull, but this is where they go.
Right.
And then they lost those next two games.
Yeah. But to your point, last night was great, but some people might have missed it.
They might have.
Maybe they only got to get a glimpse of it here and there. Whatever.
So how will they know what it was like?
If only we had a segment that kind of recapped everything in a fun and light way. In a down-to-earth, just serious way.
Real way.
We ask questions, we get answers. Ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by a sponsor to be named later. It's Kings Rewind.
Well, Tuesday night at Golden One Center, the Kings were closing out NBA Cup play with their first matchup of the year against the number 2 seed Houston Rockets.
I'm taking a rocket.
The reason I laugh, guys, is just I don't know where these clips come from, and they're great.
That one's a great one.
Moving on.
That was a good one, Chris. The Rockets came in winners of 10 of their last 12, holders of the number 2 ranked defense, and a team that plays with an attitude.
I mean, people say he was less than a god, but more than a man. Like Hercules or something.
Sacramento had lost 6 of their last 7 and 4 games in a row at home.
Not in the face, okay? Give me that. Huh?
Mike Brown said he was going to run back the same lineup that they debuted the other night, and that meant a second straight start for Malik Monk.
I'm a pizza guy.
Houston started out strong and established themselves early and built a double-digit 11-point lead.
I can't watch this anymore. It's over. Turn the lights out. Let's get the bulldozers in here and turn this place into a parking lot.
By the end of the second quarter, the Kings found a groove and cut the deficit to just 1 at halftime.
That's
quick. Meanwhile, in the arena, the fans were having a good time. They rattled the Rockets' free throw shooters to miss twice and get a slice.
Pizza! Pizza, pizza, going tummy. Me so hungry, me so hungry.
Well, meanwhile, a fan during Kiss Cam was naughty, not nice.
Ay, papi.
The Kings' first half momentum carried over into the third quarter, and the Kings went through a stretch where they made 15 straight shots.
This motherfucker don't miss.
The third quarter overall produced another massive offensive output as Sacramento lit up the scoreboard for 42 points.
I'm on fire.
The Kings' tight rotation was producing big results as 7 players went for double figures. Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter finally started to hit some three-pointers.
I got a message for all of them, right? Shake and bake.
What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
Isaac Jones continued to take advantage of his opportunity. Malik Monk, the playmaker, dropped 12 assists without a turnover.
Get the phone out of my face. Get the phone out of my face.
Sabonis, DeRozan, and Fox handled all the chatter the Chippy Rockets threw their way and turned it back on them and watched Houston unravel.
Just bring it.
In the end, it was the 5th double-digit comeback win of the year for the Kings.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible!
Love Paul Pierce.
The home fans got to see the most beautiful sight, better known as the beam. Up next, a 2-game roadie that takes them to Memphis and then a rematch with the Spurs.
Here we go again.
And there you go. Now you know what truly happened last night. I have to say, when I wrote the one, I was slightly nervous about mentioning the fan that was naughty, not nice at the game.
Ay, papi.
Isaac Jones continued to take advantage of his opportunity.
Oh, those are so much better after wins.
They are.
Because after losses, it's fine, but it just doesn't have the same flavor.
There had been so many lately that it wasn't quite as soothing as it probably should have been.
No.
It's like, okay, this makes me feel a little better, but no. But now it's a win. That was a good win, a well-deserved win.
The Texers want, I'm assuming it's me because you're too nice to, you wouldn't do this, but they're upset that Katie was wearing red last night because we played the Rockets.
I'm sure you'll tell her.
What is this, elementary school?
I mean, I'll probably bring it up, but also I don't want to say this with her on the air because it's not like if I'm defending her, I don't want to defend her with her on the air. But you know, like I can promise you this: I think if Mark Jones was wearing red last night, we wouldn't get a text.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't think we'd get a text. I also don't know what Mark Jones is wearing. I don't know what anybody's wearing. Who cares?
I can't see him wearing red. I could see him wearing like a burgundy.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Like a Ron Burgundy.
I heard a story of I don't know what city it was in. It was a news anchor, a tandem, a male and a female, and the female was either
it was about a guy who climbed Mount Everest.
Yes, and he was anyway, the female was always getting comments about her outfit, either, I mean, inappropriate either way,
right?
Just gorgeous to what are you wearing, that kind of thing. So the male co-anchor, out of a kind of a stand to kind of make a point, wore the same suit, same outfit for as long as he possibly could. And it was like about 30-something newscasts before finally someone said something.
That's a wonderful bit.
One time.
So true.
It took 30 really plus is. And it's like, what are you wearing? Oh, you look gorgeous. It's like,
it's so true. And look, again, I don't want to say this whether we're on the air. I don't want to be that nice. But like, you know, I've known Katie for a long time. She's my best friend. And dude, God, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying when you're an announcer, it is incumbent. Fans have every right if they have a criticism. You know, hey, in fact, I think Katie mixed up a couple of players last night too.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's all. But she would never do this. But I get to see her direct messages. I get to see the things that people send. And I just think that if it was ever public, I mean, not everybody, but I think a lot of people would really, if they saw the differences between what she has to deal with, and what most other announcers have to deal with. And you're right about that. It's like Mark, you, G-Man, Kyle.
Yeah.
You guys could get away for an entire season with 3, maybe 4 suits and a couple of different ties, and no one is going to care. She's basically got to wear like a different outfit every single game,
and it's gonna be perfect.
And it better be perfect. And God forbid if
with those earrings,
right? With those earrings, oh, that's pretty low cut. Oh, look at that inappropriate comment.
Yeah.
Because, and it's just look. I mean, I'm not some tight ass, but it just sometimes you just go, God dang, man. If I had to deal with, I mean, I can't handle any criticism. Yeah. If I had to handle that, we'll take a break. When we come back, and Katie will join us at 9. 3 for Madness. How badly did we need this win in Sacramento? We'll get to that in just 30 seconds after this word from our friends at Overhead and Jason Ross.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, well, we've all entered this holiday season, and it's truly a time. This is where you want to be thankful for what you have, for those that you have in your life, grateful for all of that, really appreciative of things that we have. And right now, we all have access to one great thing, and that's the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento. And they are truly appreciative of you as their customers. That's existing customers, new customers too, like me. I'm a new customer of them, and I'm convinced. I'm stuck with them. They're stuck with me because I'm committed to them because I know a good thing when I see it. And to show you their support for you, for me, for all of us out there, the Overhead Door Company wants to show you their appreciation and just how thankful they are for you and offer you $25 off your annual garage door service. Now, that might include cable repair, new rollers, hinges, or just general service on your garage door. Now, they are also a terrific family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that have been serving our area for over 70 years. That could be residential, of course, commercial too, new doors or repairs to existing doors. They are here to help make you proud of what you got. So with quick and easy installs and incredible, friendly professionals, get the best return on investment from homeowners. Now, you can go to the showroom and see for yourself. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. That's 916-421-3747. The Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, Katie at 9 coming up next. I'll tell you what made me happy and also pissed me off about last night's game. Yes, there is something that made me a little bit of an anger face after a wonderful win. In the meantime, 3 for Madness. Chris for Live. Question 1.
How badly did we need this win in Sacramento?
Really, really, really badly. Now, let's be clear. The season hasn't been fixed. The team is still 10-12. They're still not even a play-in team right now. And they're going to Memphis, and then they're going to San Antonio on Friday. San Antonio, who they are 0-2 against, and have already lost in San Antonio. And Memphis, who just lost in Dallas last night to the Dallas Mavericks in a game in which the Mavericks shot 44 free throws to Memphis's 14.
Woo!
And Taylor Jenkins was a very, and by the way, in a 5-point game.
Yeah.
And Taylor Jenkins, not a happy camper at all, especially Dallas shot 68% from the line. They made 30 free throws. Memphis was 13 of 14.
Luka got calls. How many did Luka get?
Luka was 10 of 16.
So he had more free throws than the Grizzlies.
Luka Doncic had 2 more free throws than the entire Grizzlies.
Yeah, it checks out.
So they are upset.
Yeah.
They are angry. Now, if the Kings lose to Memphis, that's a loss, and that is, by the way, Memphis's next game, if you were wondering. That's a loss that look, they're not going to be favored. That's not a home loss to Detroit or whatever. And I don't want to start setting up a loss, but it also, a lot of it's going to be how do they lose? You know what I'm saying? Because right now they're a couple points and they are a 4th quarter away from being 2-0 with Malik Monk in the starting lineup.
Right.
You know, there is no such thing as moral victory. I understand that. But last night, it wasn't just the fact that they won. It was who they beat. It was how they beat them. And it was how they were challenged and how they responded. There were a lot of things to build off of.
Yeah, I mean, when the question is how badly did they need it? Think about what our show was yesterday. And I don't think we were out of pocket or out of bounds for anything of going, Monty's on watch, Mike Brown's on watch, any trade is like when you lose the way they were losing, the amount of times they had lost, and paired with the expectations, it made you question every single thing. And again, to your point, it's not fixed, but it is for a day, right? You got to win to stop the bleeding, and maybe this Maybe this is a launching pad. Maybe it's a 1-game stopover. We don't know, to be determined. But it stops the chatter, at least the louder part of it, and doesn't mean it can't come back. But that's where we were. I mean, I think people fairly enough were questioning everything. So they needed that win.
Number 2, please.
Question 2.
Did you have any issue with last night's win?
Yes, I did. I actually had a really big, deep issue. I'm not doing a bit. Like, I'll explain in the next segment. There is something that I know a lot of the fan base is gonna maybe not completely agree. I think there will be some that I saw last night that we've seen little bits of before. And after the game, when I was really doing deep thinking and thinking about today's show and what to talk about, it really made me think, you know what, it's time to call this out. It's time to have a conversation about it, because I want this team and I want every player on this team to be the best they can possibly be. And I think last night's win showcased kind of an underscoring issue that I hope maybe in part was fixed last night. And I think part of that is seizing on it and spreading that message. But again, I can't do it in 1.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But look, hell of a win last night.
Yeah, it's who they beat, how they played, the kind of sense of desperation they were in. And then, yeah, all the parts of like the toughness they showed, they bullied the bully, but the execution, I mean, they made 15 shots in a row. I'm going to say it, that will not happen again this year.
No.
May not happen for a couple of years. 15 in a row, and that was 6 at the end of the half, 9 to start the second half. That's amazing. So they were on their game. It helps when you make shots, but they also did this to the number 2 defense.
That's right.
And scored 42 in the third. That's something they did the other day too. So, yeah, I had no issues with the win at all.
Put up 120 on that defense, 42-29. They had a 33-point. In fact, in the second and third quarters alone, they outscored them 75-56. And 51.6 from the field, 46.7% from the line. I'll take those numbers. Maybe not every statistic. They were 60% from the free throw line, but that's nitpicking on 12 and 20.
But 10 turnovers
Just
again,
10
that's
turnovers.
low.
Yeah, exactly. Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Which will go down in Kings lore stronger 10 years from now? Piss Cam or Puke Guy?
I think it's going to be Puke Guy. Because that was, look, this has happened on other Kiss Cams. If you don't know what we're talking about, go online and look at the video. We can't really explain it too much. But we've seen inappropriate things on Kiss Cam in the past. Puke Guy was unique. And on top of that, Puke rhymes with Luke, sort of. And Walton was fired the next day. Like it was such a microcosm of
the next day.
It was, that was Luke Walton's last game as coach.
Gotcha. Wow.
And it was such a microcosm of the Kings season and really the state of the franchise at that point. And who would have known that was, look, I'm sure there were other things we could point to, but for me, that guy puking all over the floor and people running from it like it was a bomb.
Yeah.
That was the start of the rebirth of the second best run this team's ever had, probably.
The amount of time, what I do remember now about that is how long that took to clean up. And the amount of people just kept leaving and coming back with more towels and mops, and it was crazy.
Just imagine, like, you're going to work and you're thinking, I'm going to mop up some sweat here and there. I got the little moppy thing. Maybe occasionally I have to get down with the towel, do the wax on, wax
someone
off.
might spill a beer.
Right. Maybe a beer, a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, there's chunks. And I remember seeing the guy clean it up, and he had to take 2 towels and shovel them together and throw them in a bucket. That's not what they signed up for. I hope they got like a little gift card to the team store that night or something, something extra. And by the way, one thing we couldn't see in the videos, you couldn't see it in the pictures, probably didn't smell great.
No.
And I'll say what I said earlier, by the way. Props, if I can, to Puke Guy in the sense that, look, we've all had those moments, maybe not on TV and shown nationally and virally and all that, but we've all been there. Yeah. And this guy did not ride it to fame, doesn't have the Puke Guy jersey. He disappeared. And honestly, I wonder if he's been to a game since.
I know.
And if he has, I don't think he's sitting in that seat either. So, does it become does the towel get put in the rafters? Will he be a part of the Kings History Museum?
Stuff dripping off of it.
I will honestly tell you. Oh God, I will honestly tell you if there was some sort of like a walk through Kings Museum, at the arena. I know they have the different stuff, but if I was that would definitely, that's part of Kings lore. I mean, honestly, and this one's a lot more serious and not as funny, but it's the far less serious, far more funny, yet still a second cousin to Jerry Reynolds passing out on the sideline. One of those things that isn't great at all, but also when Jerry fainted on the sideline, it was one of those, this is just a microcosm of the state of this franchise. A freaking coach passed out, and of course, thank God Jerry was okay. But one of the Luke and Bill in the rafters, fixing the raindrops. The hefty bags falling right in front of Vivek's seats. Yeah. I think was that the last year of Sleep Train / Arco, I think, or towards the end.
Keith Smart's running out there to pick those things up.
Right. Like there's different things that have happened randomly throughout the history of the Kings, and that's one of them. Is Kiss Cam going to be on that? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But
that is certainly a memory.
I would like to know what kind of day she's having today.
That's the other thought I had. Like when it happened, it was like, whoa, okay, I saw it. But then you just go, hey, look, I could just picture like if you're at the game, hey, look, there's Susie. Oh.
Well, it's funny because
or hint, whatever, who never.
I sent it to a friend of mine, you know her, and not Katie, and her friend. So her friend knows this person.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so there's going to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm just honestly curious if she's like, hey, love it. Hey, yeah, no, we're just having fun. If she's like, oh my God, I was drunk.
Yeah.
I just need to go somewhere for a while. I'd honestly want to know. Hey, you know what? It's all in fun. The Kings won.
Yes.
We'll take a break. When we come back, the Kings won. It's all gravy. Asterisk. There is something about last night's game that I don't know if pissed off's the right word, but that's grinding my gears. I think it'll make sense to you guys, but we'll see. Or people will yell at me. We'll talk about it next.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Hello, everyone. This is your favorite president, Donald J. Trump, with some very exciting news. Remember, my gold sneakers, they went like crazy. Everybody's talking about them. They're still talking about them. People went wild for them, and that's good. They sold out in a matter of hours. So get my new Trump sneakers and don't miss out.
Hey, everyone. Yes, you heard that right. President Donald J. Trump has released a limited number of gold low-top sneakers. These Trump sneakers won't last long. Don't miss out like last time. Don't get shut out. Go to gettrumpsneakers.com to get your gold Trump sneakers. That's gettrumpsneakers.com. See gettrumpsneakers.com for details. That's gettrumpsneakers.com. It's an easy URL to remember. That's gettrumpsneakers.com. GetTrumpSneakers.com.
Go to GetTrumpSneakers.com for our Black Friday sale going on now.
Paid for by 45 Footwear, LLC.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit JiffyLube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel or extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit with locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Welcome back. Jason, Chris, whomever wants to answer, would you say, is there something that sticks out in your mind from last night's game? If I was to say, what was the turning point? Is there a turning point to you?
When they went small?
Okay.
No, I didn't have a specific. I mean, if I'm thinking about it, when they got crazy hot and made 15 shots in a row, that's pretty significant. That's really rare.
But didn't something happen before that?
The multiple technicals, you mean?
See, for me, I thought the turning point of the game last night, when I look back at the flow, and it didn't happen right away, but what stands out to me, I think stands out to a lot of people, was Dylan Brooks and Jalen Green and De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk all getting into it, all talking, all going at it, the multiple technicals. That was when the Kings got tested. That's when Houston was trying to do their thing where they got physical and they punked them. And what I saw yesterday was what we've seen a lot of times, and I'll let De'Aaron Fox speak about it himself post-game.
Like you said, people don't usually do it to me for good reason.
He's talking about getting in his face and talking to him. That's not the edited version. He says a bad word in it. I had asked Chris to edit it, but apparently he uploaded the wrong one. That's fine. So how many times have we seen over the course of his career? Every Kings fan knows where I'm going here. It'll be a hard foul. Something happens, and it's always give him the ball. You just pissed off De'Aaron Fox. If you piss De'Aaron Fox off, you're in trouble. Like, that's just like a known thing by our broadcast crew, by our fans. So what I'm about to say comes out of nothing but love and respect for De'Aaron Fox. I truly am a fan of his, and here he was now edited after the game talking about that very thing that happened.
Like you said, people don't usually do it to me for good reason. So I wasn't spoken to after that, though. So, like I said, people don't talk to me all the time. So, not much to say after that. You say something to me, come along for the ride.
Mm-hmm. Also, I think I want to say it was Malik Monk had some comments, Jason, after that as well, where he alluded to De'Aaron Fox and how you probably shouldn't say stuff to him like that, and that it locks him in. And one of the things that I have heard from the De'Aaron Fox detractors, including some on our chat, is that De'Aaron doesn't care. He just doesn't care enough. And I take umbrage with that, and I think anybody, I don't fault people for I can see in some ways, in a weird way, why some would think that, and they don't have the advantage of having covered this guy and having spoken to him on and off they don't have that advantage. It's just a fact. They don't. So I can't get that upset with them, because we do. We have talked and we have spent time with it. We understand, but also they know that he brought Luke Laux with him on his honeymoon. They know that he's in the gym constantly in the off season. And I'm going to take you back to 2017. Let me bring up it's 2017, as number 2 Kentucky lost to number 1 North Carolina in a game in which De'Aaron Fox had 13 points, 4 boards. Malik Monk had 12 points. Bam Adebayo had 13 and 7. That was a stacked Kentucky team. And afterwards, many of you have seen it or heard this clip. De'Aaron Fox is sitting against a wall with next to Bam Adebayo, whose arm is around De'Aaron. And this was De'Aaron Fox, the guy that doesn't care.
It was tough. We had a hell of a season. We went through that stretch and we lost those games, and everybody talked about, how we looked like we didn't care. And, this is in the locker room. It looked like the guys don't care. I love my brothers, man.
Shortly after he was drafted by the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox cares, because if he didn't care, he could still glide his way to a couple of max contracts and be just fine.
Right.
He cares. He cares about the city. He cares about being here. I hear the talk. I hear we all hear the rumors. And who knows? Maybe they're true. Maybe if this team sucks this year, maybe he's gone. Maybe he gets traded. Maybe he's signed. Who knows? But I do know this. I know that he is sneaking up on being the longest tenured King. He is sneaking up and has gotten some records and will continue to. And he rides or dies for the city. I say that as a preamble to what I'm about to say, because I want, in this day and age of hot takes and clipped up clips, this is not me trying to be hot take radio guy. I want to know why it takes somebody getting in De'Aaron Fox's face to put him in that mode. Because, and I know these are unfair comparisons, but you know who didn't need that? Michael Jordan. You know who didn't need that? Kobe Bryant. And many, many others. Larry Bird didn't need that. I think inside De'Aaron Fox is an MVP caliber player. I think inside De'Aaron Fox is he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I think is an absolute one of the greatest at his position of all time types. He is a top 5, I think, right now, two-way player. And I might be having some purple glasses on, but he ain't that far. And when I hear his college teammate, one of his best friends, talking about how that locked him in, when I hear him saying, yeah, that's why people don't do that, I find myself saying, from a place of love, dude, where is that 82 games a year? And if the response is, I just can't draw that, I just can't, that is not something I can draw on, my response would be, you know what, that's fair. If you're not capable of that, or if you're saying, and I want to get personal here, but if you're saying, hey, I'm married, I have kids, I don't want to be that person, and you can't be that person all the time and then go home and shake it off. I want to be a husband, I want to be a father, and I want to be I'm not going to, like those guys in the past, I'm not going to be that assassin type dude that is that way all the time. It's not what I want. I've got work, and by the way, and I respect that. I respect it. That's not soft. That's not loser mentality. That's being a man or a husband. I get it. But if there's a way, the reason why everything happened last night, everything, the trunk of the tree is De'Aaron Fox being pissed off. Is De'Aaron Fox locking in? Is De'Aaron Fox making his first few shots after that skirmish? Is De'Aaron Fox picking Fred VanVleet dry and starting the fast break? And his teammates feed off of it. Everybody feeds off of Fox when he's pissed off, whether they're at home or on the road. But, oh, by the way, the home crowd. I went back and I watched that segment 3 times last night, Jason. But to watch the crowd, to watch his teammates, they're all into it. So what pissed me off last night, I don't even know if that's the right word, but what last night taught me or reaffirmed to me is there's a scene in Robin Williams' Hook where he plays Peter Pan and he's trying to find himself. And at one point, in a flash of whatever, he pulls off a Peter Pan move, and one of the kids grabs him by the sides of his face and says, "There you are, Peter." I feel like that's the De'Aaron Fox I want. That De'Aaron Fox can win championships. That De'Aaron Fox can elevate this team to levels that haven't been seen. And if he's not capable of doing that as a human, I respect that. But if he is, if there's something he needs to draw on, if one of his teammates pregame needs to go up to him and pour ice cubes down his shorts, whatever it takes to get him in that mode, that is the best version of De'Aaron Fox. And the best version of De'Aaron Fox gives you the best version of this Kings team. He is the alpha and he is the omega. It's not Sabonis. It's not DeRozan. It's not Keegan. It's De'Aaron Fox. And that goes beyond coaching, goes beyond Monty McNair. It goes beyond the franchise. He's the guy that can elevate this team. There is more inside of him, and he is already an all-star. So I see that last night, and I go, I want that guy. I want that guy for 82. Hell, I want that guy for 70 games a year. Give me 70 of that, and we're fine. And that's my rant for the day. I think there's more there, Jason.
Yeah, I know I got a lot to comment on that.
When we come back, Jason Ross takes the mic, and we'll continue to talk more about De'Aaron, the Kings themselves. Also, Jiffy Lube driving the game, 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140 is your text line, but we're looking to give away a $100 gift card to our good friends at Jiffy Lube and to you that are listening. We appreciate you. We'll take a break. We're right back on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait. What's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
It's not your average holiday season. Hold on to your hard hats because starting Monday, December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopy toshibacopiers.com.
Ready for winter? Forecasters are already predicting record sick days. Don't become a healthcare statistic. Fight sickness with fitness. Create a daily workout and stick to it. Let the Good Feet store help you meet your workout goals. With Good Feet Arch Supports, the pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back become history. And Good Feet Arch Supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or just stop in. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Merry Christmas from Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and we're still celebrating Black Friday all month long. When buying a car, getting a good deal, it's kind of the easy part. Where Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram really sets themselves apart from anywhere else is the experience, from sales to service and everything in between. It's why so many people keep coming back to Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. It's because it's the place where a handshake still means something. And if you've been wanting to experience that Jeep life, there's no better time than now. SacSuperstore.com, located off of Business 80 across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Katie will join us a little over an hour. Meantime, last segment, I said what I said, which by the way, I don't, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that's all that controversial. But what I said was, I think there's more to De'Aaron Fox. Mm-hmm. I think we saw it last night. That's my favorite De'Aaron Fox. And I wish there was a way for him to either naturally or artificially manufacture that, like Waterboy. When he visualized the guy across, I want him to visualize like this next game, Ja Morant across going needle deep, needle, just something to piss him off and go for it. I love that, Fox.
Yeah. So my thoughts on, I agree with some of it to some extent. I think the first part, like your comps are, I know where you went with it, but you also did pick three of the greatest players of all time.
I did.
Jordan, Bird, Kobe. Now, the weird one in that is Jordan. Famously, we had Jason Heron who did the great documentary, and like we learned that Jordan literally sometimes did manufacture some of that stuff.
He did, literally.
It wasn't even real.
Right.
I think Kobe was wired that way, just generally. The
closest to Jordan probably was Kobe mentality-wise.
Yeah, and I think that trait is the one that I don't know how you find it in someone, but if you have it paired with talent, you've got one of the great players, because Fox is one of the more talented players in the league.
And he cares.
I
don't accept the whole he doesn't care, he's nonchalant. That's just how he comes. He cares deeply.
Yeah. And so I think when it happens, when the version angry Fox, we see it. You can see it. Mm-hmm. It's a noticeable difference. It doesn't also mean, like, I'm trying to think back to the game he had 60. I don't think he was angry. No. I just think he was gifted. Like, I'm on a heater.
And that was I think that's when he said, like, I'm nice. After, which is great.
So in this case, last night, and in a few other times it happens where, like, I know Draymond's agitated. I'm like, look out. Yes. And here comes Fox is just, I also wonder if the offshoot is, like, we look at Fox on this, but I think it mushrooms out to everyone else
100%.
too. So I think that's the beauty of it. But I don't think one, he can manufacture it. I don't think he's wired that way. So I think when it happens, it's sweet because it's authentic. It's
special.
You're going to get this version of them. It doesn't always mean they win, but
Right.
you're getting a really good version of them. The other version is also really good, though.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The other version is, somebody was saying during the break, like, did you actually call him a Hall of Famer? He hasn't even won a playoff. Yeah, if he continues this run the way he is doing it and wins 0 playoff series, and he plays another, what would you say, Jason, 5-6 years at this level, which I think he'd
be one of the great players.
He's going
to
be
not
right.
that top
but
tier,
he'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
That's just not a question.
Right.
But
yeah,
there's legacy.
Yeah, and so I just don't think he can manufacture it. I think it's going to be authentic. And that's not a fault. I'm not blaming him for that. I mean, most people don't even have another gear like that.
I tried to say like 5 times, look, I get it as a human if he can't. And you mentioned Draymond Green, because I actually was thinking about Draymond Green last night when I was having this internal dialogue. And I was thinking, I'll just bet you, and you know how I feel about Draymond Green. But I will say this. I would just bet you that if Draymond Green was a Sacramento King, I'll bet you he'd find a way to get in Fox's ear every game.
He might.
I'll bet you he would you say what you want about Draymond Green. He's not stupid. He would find a way to tap into that before every game or during games when this team needs a boost, and he'd be the guy to go over to Fox and say the thing that pisses him off, and then boom, 20-12 run or what, 20-4 run. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I hope, sometimes you say things and they're in your head a certain way. They come out and people take it differently. I hope what I said came across as me complimenting De'Aaron Fox, loving De'Aaron Fox, the player and the human, and thinking that there's more there, whether or not it's tappable or not. I can't speak to that, but I think there is a whole different I think, like I said, I think De'Aaron Fox's ceiling is Damian Lillard with top 5 at his position defense, which was not Dame. I think Fox's ceiling literally is a better Damian Lillard. And I don't think that's a controversial take. I think De'Aaron Fox can average 30 points in this league and play top 5 point guard defense or top 5 2-guard defense, really, if he's there with Monk and however they do that. I think that's there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he can, like you said, I don't know if he can harness that every single night. It's tough. Ryan, good morning, Ryan.
Good morning. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Better now that we're back in the win column.
There you go. Right. Isn't it much better? Show sounds better. Cereal tastes better. Alarm clock hits nicer when the Kings win, doesn't it, Ryan?
Sure does.
I would love to give you a bribe right now for listening and being a Kings fan. I would love nothing more than to give you a nice, crisp $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube, especially in time for the rainy season, oil change, whatever you may need. And all I'm going to ask you to do, Ryan, is just tell me what was the Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
Yeah, we had early third quarter, Malik bringing it up, high pick and roll action with Sabonis, slick bounce pass to the rolling Domas for the throw it down big man.
Let's see. Slick bounce pass. Let's see if he's right.
Drives. Great pass in the pocket. Whoops. Domantas Sabonis with a two-hand flush has 6 speed. What a nice assist on the bounce that was from Malik Monk. Let's make that your Jiffy Lube drive of the game. It puts Sacramento on top at 59-58 early in the second half.
That's it. Ryan. Congratulations, Ryan. You nailed it. $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube. Good at all their local Jiffy Lube locations. Thanks to our good friends there for providing that. And Ryan, as always, what home of the Kings radio station makes all your Jiffy Lube dreams come true?
Sacktown Sports.
It's perfect.
Beautiful.
I mean, it's a perfect call.
Beautiful.
Ryan tapped into it.
Yeah.
He tapped into the inner Ryan right there.
We had an angry Ryan.
Very angry
Had a good
Ryan.
version of him. Well done.
1-800-920-1140. Razor Rudy on the chat. And hello to everybody in the chat. Russell took exception with my prime Dame is 3 times the player Fox is. Okay, first off, I don't know if that's true.
Russell has a problem with what you said?
Russell just.
That's wrong.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that's wrong.
First off, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Secondly, please note I said his ceiling is blank, not,
De'Aaron Fox is at a level where there's nobody 3 times him.
I agree with you. There is nobody that is 3 times De'Aaron Fox.
You could say people are better then.
Yeah,
that's
of course. Rudy wants to know, we're going to beat Memphis, right? I hope.
Yes. I don't know. No. Got it covered.
Let's see. I never should take an on-screen phone
call.
It's Dave. It's Jason. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Good. Who's this?
This is Philly Foothills.
Hey, how are you, brother?
Good. How are you?
Good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever made this comparison before, but you were just talking about Draymond, and I think he is pretty much, if you want to make a comparison, he is pretty much like the modern day Dennis Rodman. And
yeah, okay.
I mean, I think that, like you said, I completely agree with what you said. I think he would totally tap into Fox and get him going when we need him, and I think Fox can definitely average, 25 to 30 points a game in this league. I really, really, really do. So, yeah, I'm just happy that we're back in the win column, and go Kings.
Hey, it's a good call.
Yeah,
I understand what you're saying with Dennis Rodman, and we'll take a break here. I think Draymond Green is far more than Dennis Rodman. Now he's certainly not the rebounder or shot blocker that, for example, Dennis Rodman was, and Dennis was. They're both incredibly good defenders, but Draymond's that rash you got to have on your leg. No, that's not it. Draymond is that necessary evil that some teams need. By the way, Draymond can run an offense. Dennis Rodman couldn't. Draymond can hit a 3. Dennis Rodman couldn't. I mean, I just honestly, I think Draymond's a far better overall player. Dennis Rodman is better at his thing than Draymond is at anything Draymond does. But overall, Draymond Green, he's a championship player. And I don't think the Warriors win their championships with that. That's people can argue.
He was that important. Yeah.
He's that important. And yeah, I do think he would. I would love for the Kings to have a Draymond type player just without all the extra Draymonding, but maybe that's also what makes Draymond too. I don't know if that's
true. Generally those players seem to have the extra, like Dylan Brooks. People say, I'd love to have a Dylan Brooks on this team.
That's right.
You kind of get some of that stuff too, right?
Yeah,
just part of it.
You get them both. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings Rockets post-game reaction. A lot of stuff on the text and on the chat as well. We see you. We'll try to get to some of those comments. Also, we'll do all that right after this.
Thursday night, Kings and Grizzlies. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30. Tip off at 5. Your exclusive home for the Sacramento Kings is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer-dropping, overtime forcing, playoffs on the line golf. Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up. It's golf.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Need to hire? You need Indeed. Their end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Holidays at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Holidays Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Ho, 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 ho. Looks like you made the ice list this year.
Santa, don't you mean the nice list?
No, ice, because Prestigio Jewelers carries all the ice you need.
For over 30 years, Prestigio Jewelers has offered in-house financing and fine jewelry. Guaranteed credit approval between $400 and $10,000 with no money down options. Make this Christmas season unforgettable. The perfect jewelry, the perfect price, helping you build perfect credit. With locations in Sacramento, Stockton, Merced, and Fresno, or online at prestigiojewelers.com.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel or extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers, make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Burlog.
Good friend Tony down the hall just informed me that the Kiss Cam has made TMZ.
I'm sure it would, yeah. Huh. What did you think last night when Chris sent to the chat, wow? Because I think you responded, what?
Yeah, well, because
you're obviously not in the arena, so you don't know.
And
but
Chris will do that. Chris will throw out a tease text.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm like, "Arr, arr, arr." Like, what? What's he talking about?
And then I put Kiss Cam.
And then you
That's
put,
what I assumed because I knew Chris was at the game.
And then, of course, this is where Twitter comes in handy. Is, I tweeted out, what just happened on Kiss Cam? Because also, by the way, there's also the awareness on my part that Chris is doing a bit.
Yeah.
You were 60% sure that
I would say that 60% sure that you were doing a bit, or that's what happened.
60% sure that it was a bit.
No. I was probably 70% sure it wasn't a bit, but 30% is not an insignificant amount of doubt. So I tweeted out, did what I just heard happened on Kiss Cam happen on Kiss Cam? And who's got the video? Mm-hmm. And then loyal listener and good friend Blake sent me the video, and it happened. And if you don't know what we're talking about, It wasn't a kiss that was on the cam.
Right.
Well, I mean, maybe technical. I don't know. It was somebody was simulating something that's not family friendly.
Woo!
So leave it there. And that happened, and we'll all have fun. I wonder what today's going to be like for that couple. Also, one last note on that in all seriousness. Let me just say, shout out and a hat tip to our good friend Scott Moak, who narrates those things, doesn't know what's coming, doesn't know what he's going to see, and just has to get through it and move on to the next.
Right.
Also, by the way, well, I won't say that, but I was going to say, good night to be a sponsor of that Kiss Cam. It's a lot of
That's true.
Hey, look, you may not endorse it, but it's a lot of good advertising.
Right.
Anyways, Katie will join us in an hour. Kings Rockets post game. We've got comments. What is this? Is somebody mad? Let's see. Of course, somebody's mad. I don't know. Let's see. Eric says, y'all have lost your damn mind. Rodman was a dude who disrupted teams. Draymond's not 3 times a player. Oh, I don't know if that's what I know. I didn't say that. No. Just in different. Look, I saw Dennis Rodman play from the time he was a Piston all the way through. You're not going to get Rodman. Look, you can talk about Dennis Rodman off the court and some of the things he did on the court, but no, I'm an old head when it comes to that. Like we saw Dennis Rodman play. Very aware of how he can completely disrupt a game, and he wasn't just a great rebounder, and he's one of the. I would say this. I don't think this is hyperbole with Dennis Rodman. For his physical attributes, the greatest rebounder in NBA history. Now, because I know somebody's going to be like, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 84 rebounds again. You're right. Wilt Chamberlain was also 7'12" playing. God bless Wilt Chamberlain. Dennis Rodman was 6'9".
I think that sounds right.
I think 6'9". And it wasn't just he was physical. He had this otherworldly ability to instinctively and in a heartbeat know, based on the arc of the ball, the spin of the ball, wherever. I mean, he broke it down one time. It was fascinating. He would guess pretty much damn near perfectly every time where that ball was going to go and where he needed to be.
He knew when to stay back and when to attack.
That's exactly right. Now, he couldn't hit a free throw, save his life, but it was also his tremendous defense. And yeah, where he and Draymond were a little bit similar is they would lose their heads in games sometimes. Mm-hmm. And they would sometimes do things. You got what you got with Dennis Rodman. He could take you out of a game.
Sure.
He could completely hurt the team sometimes. But most of the time, there's a reason why Dennis Rodman's got a lot of jewelry. There's a reason Draymond Green has a lot of jewelry. And many of you, and the one I hear all the time is like, well, yeah, Draymond's got a lot of jewelry because he had prime Steph and he had prime Clay and he had Steve Kerr. Dennis Rodman had Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and Horace Grant.
One another.
That's exactly right. And I would say most of the time, obviously we talk to Kings fans and they'll say that. And I go, let me tell you something, dude. You got Fox and Sabonis. You need that guy. You need that guy because without Dennis Rodman on the Bulls, without Draymond Green on the Warriors, you're going to have a lot of the same well, Steph and Clay are getting punked all the time and this and that. We just want some dogs on those. Everybody says, I want dogs. Those are the champions of dog. Dennis Rodman and Draymond Green. You say what you want about them. But those are dogs with a capital D and a W in there. Dylan Brooks, Marcus Smart, guys like that, they're dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Rodman and Draymond Green, dogs.
Big dogs.
Big dogs. Jay Crowder, dog.
Nasty dog.
Nasty dogs.
Doggy dog.
Dog. Anyway. Let's go to some what do I have? Post game here. Where the hell is my post game? Is that in the where is the post game, Chris? It's not in the leading off.
Didn't look like anyone.
Oh, okay. Well,
maybe it wasn't cut.
Well, that's fine. Here's we'll play this. Here's De'Aaron Fox. Last night we played this a couple segments ago, but this is De'Aaron. I got one more here. De'Aaron talking about the skirmish in there at some point.
Like I said, people don't usually do it to me for good reason. So I wasn't spoken to after that, though. So like I said, people don't talk to me all the time, so not much to say after that. Now you say something to me, come along for the ride.
Here's De'Aaron and Keegan up on the podium as well.
And sort of the intensity.
Hey, James.
How do you carry that forward? Because that seems to be the ingredient that may have been missing from some of these previous games.
I think like going into this game, we knew Houston was a physical team, so we had to up our physicality. And I think if we just treat every game like we know the other teams to be physical, things like that, I think we'll have that consistency that we're looking for.
Outside of just the threes actually going down, do you feel like there was anything different in how you guys were able to create your looks tonight?
A lot of ball movement. I think we had 30-some assists on 40-something makes. So we were able to share the ball, and I think we're just able to get good looks and easy paint points too.
Hey, Vox, we've seen you're not afraid to talk and go at players when they're coming at you and chatting back and forth with you. But Houston, being a team that likes to be physical, likes to try and get under skin and instigate some things, how do you feel you, Malik, everybody responded to that and that sort of effort?
I think we responded well. I mean, like you said, people don't usually do it.
Okay, I think that's
the one.
Yeah, that was the unedited part.
You know what? The comment prior to that was Keegan, and I don't know if you felt this way, but we've been the offense has been good at times this year, and I think it has a chance to be great at times too when the ball's moving, when they can find the marriage of the strength of Sabonis, Fox, and DeRozan. And we've talked about it a little bit at times. I mean, DeRozan's superpowers, he can get a bucket when he kind of needs it. And maybe that might mean holding it a little longer or dribbling a little bit more, a little ISO or two-man, kind of a solo effort. But I felt like they sprinkled that enough. Like it wasn't like, oh, man, the ball's stopping. It was like, no, when it got to him, he scored or made enough of a quick decision. It just didn't seem like it was in a lull per se. Like they still got all the movement they've been looking, but also still got what DeMar can bring you. And I think that was good.
In yesterday's Huddersfield Town match, I'm going somewhere here. It was 1-0. That was the final score. And in the second half, it was 0-0. In the second half, a defender for Huddersfield Town named Ollie Turton scored the goal. Ollie Turton. Ollie. They call him the Ginger Cafu, by the way. That's his real nickname over there. Cafu's a soccer player. Anyways, you could see the celebration of the team and how overjoyed they were. Now, just a brief history. This guy tore his ACL last year. He's come up through the academy. He's been there for a while. He's a young kid. And the team, the fans, when he scored, it was like the greatest celebration they'd had all year. And you could really tell how it pulsated through the entire roster all the way down into the energy of the stadium. I'm only bringing that up because I think what we should not overlook from last night was the contribution of Keegan Murray and Kevin Huerter, and not just the digits of the stats, but also the contagiousness with the teammates that know these people as human beings, that see them practice, that see Kevin Huerter make 94 of 100 threes in practice and then go into the games and rims out, that see Keegan Murray practicing and working hard and nailing everything in practice and everything just rims out. And to see shots fall for those guys, you can't understate how contagious that is for the rest of the roster and how happy they are for those guys and also how they want to get out there and get that W with them contributing. And by the way, we can talk all we want about the game. Keegan Murray had 13 points. Kevin Huerter had 13 points. So they combined for 26 points on 9 of, 9 of 20 shooting, but most importantly, 6 of 12 from beyond the arc. That's just one of those little contributions that doesn't stand out, but the Kings don't win the game, in my opinion, without those guys getting some through the hoop.
Yeah, it feels like lately they've been getting their big three to get double figures, and then where's the help? Well, they had 7 players in double figures, and really, for the meat of the game, the rotation was 8 players. Like 3 games ago, Keon Ellis started. He didn't play last night. Well, in the meat of the game, right? Jay Crowder, Jay Crowder, Huerter, and Isaac Jones. That was really it off the bench. That's what they were playing. And at this point, there were some desperate measures for yesterday. They needed to find a win, and that recipe worked.
And in the next segment, we haven't even talked about Keon Ellis yet, and that's weird, but we'll talk about that. But Malik Monk starting. Now 1-1 with Malik Monk as a starter, career high in assists last night. Let's get into that, get into what that does to unlock the team and what we saw yesterday. Also, to the chat and to the text line, I've seen it a couple times. I've ignored it on purpose. Let me just say, as a co-creator along with you and others of the Domantas Sabonis chant, which, by the way, was in full force last night. Let me just say, we don't speak for the entire fan base, but I just like to throw this out there. We are not referring to last night's kiss cam incident as sack Tua. We're not doing it. So stop it. Stop it. I see you trying to make fetch happen. Okay, sack Tua. It's not clever. It's not catchy. We're not doing it. Family show. Okay? We all on board?
Cosign.
Malik Monk text.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Light the world through the giving machines. Experience the joy of giving this season and helping those in need. Now through January 1st at the Galleria Mall Roseville and Vintage Fair Mall Modesto.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
From Blue Velvet on the chat. I didn't even know sack Tua was a thing until you guys did that. Well, now you know not to use it. It's not funny. It's not clever. Let's be adults. Let's be grown-ups.
What is this, elementary school?
Yes. I know. It's not, Katie. It's at the very least community college.
Right.
Right?
At the least.
Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lawn. So Malik Monk. I don't want to do the thing where it's like, oh, Malik Monk starting. Look what happened. I mean, I really want to.
Honestly, I told Chris in one of the breaks earlier when you said you had something that was bothering you about, that was my prediction.
That was your
that Malik's been great. You were
Yes.
happy with it,
Yes.
but he should have started earlier was where I thought you were going to go.
Malik has been great. He should have started earlier. I believe all those things. I don't know if it's just the jinx fear in me or if I'm just trying to be responsible by saying, look, 10 games from now, the Kings could lose 8 out of the next 10. The bench could average 11 points. And I don't want to do – first off, victory laps are stupid, dude. Right. I hate it when people do it to me. It's like you say 100 freaking things. You get 2 wrong, and that's when the person's like, I told you. But the Malik Monk starting thing, right now at 8:18 in the morning on December 4th after 2 games, it looks like one of Mike Brown's most unfortunate decisions that you're on a team that has depth issues. You're on a team that has a hole at the 2 guard, arguably.
Yeah.
Because I'm old enough to remember when people like me said, Keonella should start too. And you have a guy, Malik Monk. I understand Manu Ginobili ruined it for everybody. Jamal Crawford ruined it for everybody.
Sure.
I get it. But, dude, obviously he has chemistry with De'Aaron Fox. That goes without saying. He just re-signed. He re-signed for a little below market value. He's said publicly he wants to start. All of which shouldn't matter, but also he's really good at basketball.
Yeah.
I say you start him. That's just me.
Well, and the other part, I don't know this, but my own gut, this is what my gut felt after that, was the Kings were about in as bad of a stretch as we've seen with a team that has expectations, right? There's been worse stretches in this, but teams weren't supposed to be good. This team was thought of by many, including the organization, to be a good team. So to me, when you've had your coach have every opportunity for the time he's been here to start him and not start him, I felt like this was from someone else.
Interesting.
Did you not feel that? I mean, Mike Brown has never done that, right? So why now? It almost felt like the last move. So was it front office? Was it ownership? I don't know. Right. This is pure speculation on my part, but it didn't feel like this lined up consistently with Mike Brown. Now, in the end, kind of to what you're saying, I feel like it is the right decision. It doesn't really matter how you got there, but it was a coach that wasn't doing that before. And like they were starting Duarte, Davion Mitchell, Herter, Keon, pick your two. Like he started so many 2 guards but him.
Right. You're forgetting KZ Okpala, by the way.
Sure.
But yeah.
Out of their way to not start him, which I understood the reasoning. And then all of a sudden and again, it doesn't really matter if this is how you got there because you're there. But that's how I felt.
I think it's one of 2 things. It's either Mike Brown just has weird ass starting rotation sometimes, and you know, it's like the guy at the blackjack table that hits 17 just because he has a feeling. Yeah, and mathematically it's like super not right. Yeah, and every once in a while he gets a 3 or a 4. Right, but it ain't gonna work long run. Yeah. If it is, I hope it. God, I hope it wouldn't be something from above. Look,
but I think that also does happen.
It does.
Like, I don't want to say like maybe we never know about it, never hear about it. That's just how I felt.
Well, notice I also said I didn't say above. I said above.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Above is Monty McNair.
Right.
And we've had Monty on, and we've talked to him both on and off the record. I think he's actually shared this publicly. Yeah. Like they'll have conversations,
and they should,
and they'll be like, numbers show that because they have these numbers. They wear those little sports bras that show everything, and it's like, hey, you know what? When he does this in this position, and that's helpful to a coach,
right?
But it has been like an almost really stubborn thing where it's like we're going to pigeonhole you into being a 6th man, and Malik's been great about it.
Yep.
In 2 games, small sample size. Malik Monk's averaging 18 points, 9 assists, 4.5 boards, 1 turnover. By the way, both turnovers came in the San Antonio game. He did not turn the ball over last night in 35 minutes. He's shooting 50% from the field and 50% from beyond the arc. He has not missed a free throw. He's had 3 attempts.
Yeah, and that's the part. I'm glad you brought up the turnovers because to me last night, obviously he gets a lot of pub for the 12 assist career high. He was a facilitator. Him and Sabonis are working some great magic together.
Their chemistry is off the charts.
It's great, and I think it's unlocked that some. Sabonis had a big scoring game. Fox was good. Still had his assists. Fox had 7, I think. But like everybody loves Malik. The part that you have to live with sometimes with Malik, there's some wild play in there sometimes.
That's right.
But if you get 12 assists, I would have been cool with 4 turnovers.
100%.
He had 0.
None. which is insane. A 12-0 assist to turnover ratio is pretty damn good.
It's legendary.
And so I'm a believer, and again, I've never been an NBA coach, so don't listen to me. But I'm a believer that 99% of the time you start your best five. I get that, hey, it's not who starts.
Right.
It's who's got the minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's coming off the bench, but he still played 35 minutes, and then this other starter played 20. Okay, but again, if that's the case, we had this conversation off the air the other day.
Yeah.
That's cool. Well, then why not bring Sabonis off the bench?
Right.
Why not bring Fox off the bench?
Yeah. Oh, no, because they're too good to start. Well, so is Malik.
That's right.
He's in that stratosphere.
Right.
And why I thought I thought last year one of the reasons to start Malik too was he did finish games. He was always there at the end. That wasn't the issue. But in the end, like Harrison Barnes played more minutes than him. Harrison Barnes did not have a better year. And by starting, you start the game. You're getting the first six for sure, and the first 6 of the third quarter. And if you're good anywhere in there, you're playing a lot more. It just organically is going to happen that you're going to play more minutes. And I think he should be on the floor. And also, by the way, when you do that, it's still important for the bench to have a pulse. And last night they did.
Right. They
you can't just be nothing off the bench.
It was 24 points combined off the bench last night. Kevin Hurt, 25. That was all Colby Jones, who we should acknowledge, by the way. Isaac Jones. Thank you. 12 for him, 13 for Kevin Hurt. By the way, all 25 points came from the two of those. Here's another thing. You put Malik Monk. First off, I also kind of have a little bit of an issue with, but if you put Kevin Huerter or whatever starter on the bench, it's going to be, dude, if you're a player that's going to have a tougher time on the bench against other teams' second units, I don't want to reward you by starting. Like, if you can't figure it out as a bench player, I don't, the logic there kind of escapes me 80% of the time. There's specialist issues that I understand. But the other thing, Jason, is we're talking about what moves can this team make? Well, they don't really have you unless you're going to trade Sabonis and Fox, they don't have room for an impact start. Well, you know what? You know what's an easier thing for Monty McNair to do than to find an impact starter? To find impact bench players. Mm-hmm. They're a lot easier to acquire. So if you have your starting five, the best on your team, you don't have to worry about acquiring an impact starter. Just fill out the bench now. You got a couple pieces there. Add in a few more. They got to figure out what the hell they're doing with Keon Ellis. And lastly, that's the one. You don't want Malik Monk to start. Then the argument you need to bring to me, my opinion is it hurting the team defensively to have Malik Monk starting over, say, a Keon Ellis? Is the overall whatever? Because after 2 games, Jason, again, very small sample size. The number 1 net rated starting 5 with a minimum of, or is it 3 games actually?
It's 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Yeah. That lineup is now past 100 minutes, I guess, overall with this 5, not necessarily starting, I guess, but that 5 playing together. It just busted 100 minutes yesterday. They're the number 1 net rated lineup in the entire league. They are the number 1 net rated lineup in the entire league, minimum 100 minutes played. That's
something.
Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, Katie, at the top of the hour, let's switch it up, 4 down territory, a little bit of football for you. Then who's hot, who's not. We'll recap 3 in the key. I have a feeling Chris probably did a little better than us last night, but you never know. And then Katie at 9 a.m. Sit back, relax, an hour and a half to go right here on Sacktown Sports.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait, what's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Western Health Advantage, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code SECONDFREE by January 26th. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
Good morning, beat freaks. Who's ready to move? Let's start this day right.
Tasha's morning dance parties are meeting rave reviews.
Lose your phones and find your groove.
They need an ops manager to help their community dance the morning away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Shop Dell Technologies Cyber Monday event for their lowest prices of the year. The future is on sale today with limited time deals on select PCs like the XPS 16 that accelerate AI with Intel Core Ultra processors. Cyber Monday is their biggest sale of the year and the best time to upgrade, but it's only here for a limited time. Shop now at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Ba, 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 ba. Yep, 'tis the season. Hey, if you take pride in your gift giving, here's a great idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so Arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift from the Good Feet store. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy, and they, as always, want to help you stay warm this fall and to make sure your system is operating safely. So right now is the time to take advantage of the $49 fall tune-up inspection, regularly $119, and that includes a full safety inspection, a full duct inspection, and if your system is over 10 years old, the tune-up is on American Energy. So give them a call right now, offering $50 off your first recommended repair, or if you need a new furnace, half off the price of a new unit. Check them out at theaeway.com. That's the AE, like American Energy, way.com for an instant quote. In business for a long, long time. A+ Better Business Bureau serving the greater Sacramento area. Get in there today at theaeway.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9998 now.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
We got to get to 4-down territory, so I want to do this as quickly as possible. Another of the very few reasons why social media is so great is that it is a repository for all kinds of things, including, I wish friend of the show, because I like him, Dan Le Batard, the Dan Le Batard Show, very popular show. They just unearthed.
He has brought up our radio station before.
Yes, he has.
Oh, has he?
Oh, yeah.
In a bad way?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me about it or off the
Probably
air?
off air.
Okay.
Yeah, off air. Yeah. I could probably show you.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How long ago?
6, 7 years ago.
In the Madison building.
Yeah.
Is it because of the reason I'm thinking?
Probably
No.
not. It
Okay.
should have come to your head. If it doesn't, then you just don't remember it.
Tell me my ear, Chris. Can you tell me my ear? Right. Oh. Okay. Well,
You weren't expecting that, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways.
Yeah. It's a good clip.
And no, it's not what I was thinking. It's not what any of you are thinking. So stop guessing. This is gold, guys, and pun intended. This is audio from the Dan Le Batard show 9 years ago, 2015. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred's the guest. And, well, I'll let you judge for yourself how this interview has run the test of time.
Commissioner, if I may,
Let's
let me
do God's
present you with
talking.
a radical change.
Oh, no.
If I may.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, for the love of
I like to
God.
call it, Commissioner, I like to call it the magic at bat. Okay. Now just hear me out for a second.
no.
Okay.
No.
Commissioner, when you go to an NBA game, okay, you are guaranteed you're going to see LeBron James or Dwayne Wade or Kevin Durant or Westbrook if they're
Don't
not
waste
injured.
this man's time.
You
He's an
guarantee-
important man who's so important that he's got people on the line with phlegm problems that are listening in on his conversation.
But I think the commissioner will agree with me on this one. You're guaranteed to see those guys play 35, 40 minutes, which is basically like 90, 95% of the entire game.
Let's get to it.
In baseball, when I go to a Marlins game, I'm only see 4 at-bats at Stanton. So I want to implement what I like to call the magic at-bat, where each manager at any time during the game
for the love of God,
can go with, because Commissioner, I'm not going to see a pitcher hit. I'm not going to see a shortstop hit. I'm going to see Stanton hit. So 4 to 5 magic at-bats for each manager where he can put Stanton in whenever he wants. And
Speed it up!
And there's smoke, and the kids love magic,
You're
Commissioner.
wasting this man's time.
What do you think?
I'm with your friend. You're wasting my time.
Yes.
I think that's a crazy idea.
That's really, really good audio.
And why it's crazy is, why would we call it the magic at bat? It'd be the golden
at bat. That's why.
See?
I mean, dude, that
I'm with your friend.
That is fantastic. Not a different commissioner, the same one. Magic at bat, that's crazy. Golden at bat, ooh,
onto something.
Possibilities. He's like Peter Griffin, because behind door number 3 might be a boat.
And in that at bat, they use aluminum bats and they hit off a tee.
God, Rob Manfred is such a weenus. Why is he commissioner? All right, 4 down territory starts right now, please. Mr. Live.
If you could change one thing, one game, one injury, one decision for the San Francisco 49ers this season, what would that be?
One injury? Well, it would...
Or anything. Any of the one things.
I think if I'm lining them all up...
what would be the biggest thing to switch their season into the right direction?
Chris McCaffrey being perfectly healthy. If that's an option, then that would be it. If it's like a realistic, like I can go back in time and no, there's nothing I could do to prevent his Achilles is from doing it.
The Ayuk thing bothers you, huh?
That's where I was going. I think maybe I would sign Ayuk, but the problem is that was more Ayuk than Lynch, and probably the Ayuk thing. But I even then, I don't know, man. That doesn't change the trajectory of Chris McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That doesn't change all the other stuff that's happened. And we're not. And by the way, the obvious answer is if they're, this is, just being dead obvious here. It is completely obvious here. If I could go back and change the trajectory of the personal things that have gone on to this team, to Tarvarius Ward, to Trent Williams,
sure.
Obviously that's the thing. But the question was about sports and injuries. If I can't do Chris McCaffrey's injuries, I would probably do IU, but it's tough.
Yeah, I guess taking just something different than that would be if maybe they didn't blow the Rams game, which was the first of the 3 games that they had the lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And they couldn't hang on to that lead. One, obviously, be one more win, one less loss in division. And I don't know that the Cardinals and Seattle game happens. Maybe they do, but I guess if I'm changing a game, that's the game I would change. It'd be the Rams Right. But
so, yeah.
Who knows?
Question 2, please. Second down.
If you could change one thing, one game, one injury, one decision for the Las Vegas Raiders this season, what would that be?
Well, this one's easy, and I actually could probably, if we had time, speaking of unearthed audio, I would go back to the beginning of the season before it even started. I would hire Christopher Ladd over Luke Getsy, and I would have signed Justin Fields. It's not going to make them a playoff team, but they'd have a much better outlook. That was a stupid decision. It was stupid when they did it. There was documentation as to why it was stupid. It's so stupid that it actually makes me worry about Ryan Poles having control, or not Ryan Poles, Tom Telesco having control over the picks that are about to come up in the building of this team. It was that broadcastedly stupid of a move. This isn't armchair quarterbacking. This isn't Monday morning quarterbacking. This is stuff we were screaming in August before the season ever started, and all of it proved to be true. You don't hire Luke Getsy. You give whatever Cliff Kingsbury wants because they were close to getting him. You pay him whatever you need to pay him. You grab Justin Fields for the 6th round conditional, 7th round, 8th round pick that was traded. And you at least now have some workings of a team because that defense started out strong. There is a team in there that went into Baltimore after Baltimore had that heartbreaker opener, went into Baltimore and beat the Ravens. There is a team in there, but they just made some stupid-ass decisions and they couldn't recover.
Yeah, I think the one decision for me, I mean, that's a good one. The one I would maybe do would be, look, they really wanted a QB in the draft.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Couldn't get it. Didn't trade up. So the draft pick they took was Bowers. That actually is going to work out for them. Okay. So before the year, maybe I would have traded Crosby. As much as that would have hurt at the time, you're almost punting on the year. Well, they didn't punt, and now they're having a year they should have. And so if you could have got started earlier, accrued some more draft picks, probably had the same amount of wins as they have now, knowing that you've got a treasure chest of assets going forward and draft picks, that's the way I would have gone.
From the text line, trading Ayuk, actually, that's interesting. That's actually an interesting, had they traded Ayuk, what would they have gotten back? And would that have helped them? Also, maybe they listened to just the end of the segment, Ricky Pearsall, and what happened with him. It's funny.
We were kind of just doing more.
We were doing football stuff. It's also not funny. It's not ironic. It's not whatever the word is. It's not funny or ironic because these are terrible things. I was thinking about Monday's show after we got done. We were talking about the tragedy Trent Williams went through, Charvarius Ward went through. It's so crazy of an NFL season for the Niners that in the entire conversation about Charvarius Ward and his child, Trent Williams and his kids, we didn't even bring up the fact that their wide receiver was shot in the chest. We didn't even bring it up.
Right.
Like that's literally down the list, at best, the third word. A young man being shot in the chest before he even plays.
Yeah, your first draft pick.
Your round one. That's at best the third worst thing that's happened to this team. Third down, please.
Yesterday on the show, you both mentioned Sean Payton and Dan Quinn as lead candidates for Coach of the Year. Would you like to reconsider either Jim Harbaugh or Kevin O'Connell?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And O'Connell has the Vikings with 2 losses. When McCarthy got hurt, right or wrong, people were like, they're done.
Mm-hmm. And Jim Harbaugh, I think the reason why Jim Harbaugh might not get it is because he's a known quantity.
It's not shocking.
We expect it. It doesn't make it any less impressive.
Right.
But it's one of those, like, really does Jokic need to win it every There are very few sure things in life, but as we've documented, Jim Harbaugh in his first year or two as a head coach, there's nobody better. There's just nobody better. That being said, I think Kevin O'Connell being in there, especially, by the way, with Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
We say, oh, Sam Darnold's great now. Well, he sure wasn't great before. I think that's incredibly fair, and I think that's your top 3.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Race.
Yeah, it is a really good race. Number 4. Or fourth down.
Which matchup of the newly released CFP rankings has you most excited? Number 5, Penn State versus number 12, Arizona State. Number 6, Notre Dame versus number 11, Alabama. Number 7, Georgia versus number 10, Indiana, or number 8, Ohio State versus number 9, Tennessee.
Okay, from a personal standpoint, and I'm biased, it's going to be Penn State, Arizona State, but that's just because of Cameron Scadaboo. That's just, I understand that that's not going to be the right answer, but it's my answer. If I'm taking take him out of the equation, it's probably Notre Dame, Alabama.
It just sounds like a national title.
It really does. Yeah, it really does.
Even if Alabama has 3 losses.
Yeah. Plus, I think Georgia's going to smoke Indiana. I'd love Indiana to beat them, but I think Georgia will smoke them. And Ohio State's stupid. Tennessee's stupid.
They're just stupid.
They're just dumb. And I'll never forgive Tennessee for Peerless Price and Throat Slash. Florida State national champion. Yeah. T. Martin.
Never forget.
Never forget. Peyton Manning couldn't even get me to forget. We'll take a break. When we return, who's hot? Who's not? 3 in the key for last night. We'll see how we did. And then Katie time. Kings analyst Katie Christensen joins us.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Kyle Draper. Equip your staff with top-notch uniforms, professionally cleaned and delivered weekly to your workplace by Alsco Uniforms, proud sponsors of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. Our services include uniforms, towels, floor mats, mops, first aid supplies, and restroom essentials to uphold cleanliness and safety standards in your business. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Visit alsco.com to learn more. Again, visit alsco.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery from the law firm of Gingery, Hammer and Associates. When you have been injured by the fault of another, you will want advice you can trust. If you know an attorney you can trust, I hope you call that person. But if you don't, please call me. I promise I will be the attorney you can trust, along with my entire team. I have been helping accident survivors recover compensation for their injuries for 25 years, and we can help you. There is no charge for calling. If you have an injury, just call Ginger.
The holiday driving season is here, and my good friends over at Jiffy Lube have an awesome holiday oil change special going on right now. Get a full synthetic oil change starting at just $76.99 with a $33 off coupon online. That's right, starting at just $76.99 for up to 5 quarts of full synthetic motor oil with the online coupon. Go visit jiffylube.com right now, find a location near you, and get that $33 off full synthetic oil change coupon now. Most vehicles are covered, especially vehicles and diesel are extra. You got to show the coupon for discount. See the store for details. Happy holidays from Jiffy Lube.
Did you know that replacing garage doors is the biggest return on investment homeowners can get on improvements? Jason Ross here, and let me tell you about the Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, a family-owned and operated company with third-generation owners that's been in business for 71 years right here in Sacramento. With new garage doors from Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, you'll not only get the wow factor, but you'll also know that you're working with a well-respected and proven company. Residential and commercial, brand new garage doors, or repairs to existing doors, they do it all. Take advantage of their free at-home estimates on new garage doors, or check out the showroom with no appointment needed. And while you're at it, mention me, Jason Ross, or Sacktown Sports, and receive $100 off a new garage door paired with a new garage door opener. Check out their website at ohdsac.com or call them at 916-421-3747. Overhead Door Company of Sacramento, the genuine, the original overhead door. Always look for the red ribbon logo.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle, intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Is hot. Who's hot more way than one? Sacramento Kings kiss cam. Oh, jeez. This comes courtesy of our own Kyle Ledbetter.
What?
After the now famous kiss cam, the Kings outscored the Rockets 39-14 and scored 15 consecutive field goals in last night's Kings 120-111 win.
I mean, look, dude. I don't know where to go.
Maybe that was the turnaround. You were looking for when was the turnaround.
I don't want to encourage things that are not family friendly. Okay. Also, I'm really superstitious.
You are?
I don't believe that. And everything everyone does.
Every single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
So there you go. It's fact.
Look, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying.
You're not saying anything.
That should happen every kiss cam until we lose. I'm not, because you shouldn't do that.
But
I'm not going to say but.
Oh.
However, I'm very superstitious. Also, thoughts and prayers and shout out, and everyone take a moment to RIP my Twitter mentions, because I didn't quite get it from Sonya. That now I get. TMZ, it's on the kiss cam things on the front page of TMZ, and they used my tweet. That's why and my mentions on my Twitter are just an absolute. I mean, normally they're a garbage fire. This is like a nuclear, like, waste garbage fire. Not in a
Look, I found the place your life is going, in the garbage.
Yeah, I might have to mute that thing because it's bad, dude. I just checked during the break. And, hey, we made TMZ. Too bad there wasn't like a little promo for the station, and there's free advertising.
Live from 6 to 10.
Who's not hot?
Hi, TMZ.
Bam Adebayo.
Oh, bam! Wow, second time this show, Bam Adebayo has been mentioned.
I think it's sort of the same thing. He has had a tough season so far. He's currently shooting only 12 of 39 on layups this season. But hopefully you get things turned around tonight because the Heat are hosting the Lakers.
I hope so. Let's go, yeah.
Who will have a better percentage tonight? Adebayo with layups or LeBron with three-pointers?
Adebayo with layups.
I agree, but golly. That LeBron layup thing or three-point thing is. Well, I'll take him. Come on over here.
Yeah, but you have to take Bronny.
Stockton looking just fine for Bronny. No problem there. He and Dunkson can hang out and do their thing. All right, 3 in the key from last night. Kings Rockets. It's a victory. Victory, 3 in the key, but I don't think there will be many victories for anyone outside Christopher Lott. But that's why we play the game, Jason.
Is that what your prediction is on our predictions?
I'm predicting.
I think Jason did pretty well.
Oh, did he?
I seem to remember as well, Chris. Okay, let's go. We asked made threes and made threes allowed. Excuse me. Let's start over.
Oh, wow.
Made threes by the Kings and 3-pointers allowed. That's been a problem on both categories. Dave, you predicted 12 makes for the Kings, 19 for the Rockets. I predicted 12 for the Kings and 16 for the Rockets. Chris predicted 15 for the Kings, 11 for the Rockets. The correct answer was 14. So, Dave, you were off by 7.
7.
I was off by 4. Chris was off by 4.
Okay, so the split the point. Circles get the squares.
All right, next one. We asked for Sabonis assists or Şengün assists.
Şengün. It's not even an H in that name, by the way.
Şengün.
Yeah, it's Şengün.
Yeah. You said
Şengün.
10-6 for Sabonis. I said 8 Sabonis, 9 Şengün. Chris said 11 and 5. It was 4-6. Sabonis only had 4. Şengün had 6. Dave, you were -6. I was -7. Chris was -8.
Hey, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
Because we're having fun with Senga. What happened to Senka?
I don't know. It's funny you never had a second cup at home.
Right. Like, I'm on Amazon right now. I can get a jar of Senka for $7.84.
Like chocolate syrup.
It looks like I forgot to. You know what? The wind made me forget about Nutella.
Forgot
It was the wind.
Oh, Chris predicted you would bring it today.
Yeah,
I actually got a text from a friend of the program, Jody Bacon. She said, "Oh, did he remember the sandwich?"
Of course she did, because Jody's a little miss. I told you so. Is Sanka? We need to do a funeral someday for is Sanka hanging out with Tang and Tab?
They're around.
Are they? I don't think Tab is still. I think
Tab is still out there.
Tab is or isn't?
Is.
I thought Tab got discontinued.
Oh, you might be right. But like recently.
But like even if they're out there,
they're not
out there. Where's buffering? Little yellow, different, better. New print. Where the hell did all these things
buffering,
go?
We always have problems with buffering in here. Wi-Fi is always crazy.
What was it? Tab?
Yeah.
Just real quick. Tab soda. Well, I can get a 12-pack of Tab on Amazon right here. Circle gets the square. I was wrong. For
what is that thing on the right?
$395 for a 12 or a Tab.
It's green can.
Guarana Antarctica, the Brazilian original Guarana soda. You ever had one of them, Chris?
9.
That's a German for no. $13 for that. Anyways, yeah, Tab. Looks like Tab's a collector's item now. Yeah. RC Cola, though, still around.
Shasta?
Shasta's still yeah, Shasta's in Wincup. I see it all the time. All right. What else?
That's 2 of our predictions.
Okay.
The third one.
What's next?
Our random stat. Dave, you said the Rockets will shoot 41% or better from 3. They shot 14 of 39 for 35.9%. Pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Right there. Yeah. I said Kevin Huerter would make 3 or more 3-pointers, and the thought was, is he even going to play? So I don't know. I'm going to roll the dice. Kevin Huerter made 3 3-pointers.
Yes, he did. Jason Ross, right on the money, and the odds were against him. By the way, yes, Strawberry Quick does still exist. Tony on the chat. Yeah.
And Chris all along said the Kings were going to win, right? We thought, okay, Chris.
Not Chris. He's cute.
Technically, he did not get this correct,
but I was very close.
I want to give him the correct, and let me see if you approve, Dave. So it's 1-1 here on this. He said the Kings will not trail from halftime on. They were down by 1 at half. The first basket of the second half was an and 1 for DeRozan, so they took the lead. The very next possession, a Jalen Green 3, Rockets took the lead again. And then from that point on, the Kings led the rest of the way.
Okay, so they didn't trail for the whole second half.
No, they did.
They did.
But he predicted yesterday that they wouldn't trail the entire second half, except at the very beginning.
Yes.
Right?
That's exactly
what he said.
Sure.
He forgot to write that down.
Oh, no, he didn't say that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a hard A here, but he said A, and B happened. You know what? You don't want to get bit by the flame. Don't step into the kitchen. Be less specific. I've given him these before too. By the way, I'm not that guy, but I gotta be honest. Thumbs down.
No go.
You're really screwing me on my performance review for next season.
We'll take a break when we come back. Katie Christensen joins us right after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
When I wake up
The best mornings
in the morning light,
start with Wrangler.
I pull on my jeans and I feel all right.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started. Good mornings make for better days. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks Vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors. Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
Welcome to TGL presented by SoFi. Golf's newest league, live on ESPN and ESPN Plus. It's 2 hours of hammer dropping, overtime forcing, layoffs on the line. Golf, Tiger, Rory, and more of the best from the PGA Tour split into 6 teams. Learn more at TGLGolf.com and tune into the inaugural season beginning January 7th. Keep up, it's golf.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the upcoming holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. And get this, Napoleon Grill's Black Friday Cyber Mondays include a limited time $300 off their top-selling Phantom Grill and 15% off all gas, kettle, and travel grills. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last. Complete with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Whitey and Napoleon Grills wish you happy holidays. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
Welcome back to another exciting game day. Grab your rally towels, throw on your jerseys, cheer, shout, and save on your gas. That's right. Sports fans win big on home game days. Score instant savings of 25 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. And that's a victory for you and your tailgate team. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and game on. Restrictions apply. Limited time. At participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com.
Seasons change, but if you hope to stay healthy, your body needs to stay active year-round, whether that's in the gym or on the trail or at work. And that's where the Good Feet store can help. Good Feet's personalized arch support system supports all 4 arches, relieving pain in your feet, knees, hips, and back. And Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Visit goodfeet.com for an appointment or stop in for a free fitting. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Vacaville, and in Reno on South Virginia Street.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. In the loss at Buffalo 35-10, Brock Purdy did return from a shoulder injury that sidelined him the week before. But the bad news was Christian McCaffrey, who went down with a knee injury in the first half and did not return. According to head coach Kyle Shanahan, it was a PCL injury that could sideline McCaffrey the rest of the year. That's very bad news indeed for the 49ers, who are now 5-7 on the season.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
Football fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Your UC Davis Aggies have a spot in the FCS playoffs and are hosting a game this Saturday versus Illinois State right here at UC Davis Health Stadium. Let's get Shredville rocking. Gather your group, fire up the tailgates, and get loud and Aggie proud. Your playoffs tickets can be purchased by visiting UCDavisAggies.com/tickets or by calling 530-752-2471. Go Aggies.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Yep. Is that line won her? Oh, he's on the phone. Welcome back.
Is it Kate T?
It's
Kate E.
K. Cartier. Is she though, Chris? Katie Lauren Christensen.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren. Joining us right now from the phone.
Hey, she's in there.
She's in there. Good morning, Katie.
Good morning.
Hey, let me ask you the most important question I'm going to ask you the whole interview. You ready?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Are you even peripherally during the
jump right into it?
Just, yeah. I'm asking you, like, even because you're locked in on the broadcast. Did you get wind of Kiss Cam yesterday?
I did. I saw it.
Right.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
My kids were not at the game.
I know, right? Jeez.
Yeah, I don't want to have to explain that one. Yeah.
Maybe somebody had a stiff crick in their neck.
Sure.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Second most.
I think someone had a little bit too much,
what?
Adult beverages.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, hey. Secondly, just before we get into the I almost said nuts and bolts. Let's not do that. I have given you crap before. In fact, I even remember very specifically it was a home opener, I want to say, against the Suns, and you wore orange, and I just did not let up on you. In fun, mostly. But then I had a couple of comments this morning in fun that were saying you were wearing red last night and, hey, don't wear red when the Rockets play. And I just kind of took that on a little bit of a tour of, like, for example, Mark or Kyle could get away with wearing like 3 different suits all year and maybe mix up the tie. No one's going to say a word.
And like a red tie when they play the Rockets. Yeah.
Jason,
no one's going to flip out.
Jason brought up, what was it? The anchor couple?
Yeah, there was a news anchor story where the female was either totally overpraised maybe for an outfit or ripped for an outfit. And so the anchor host was upset about that. So he's like, you know what? He wore the same suit for like 30 consecutive newscasts. And about the 30th one, finally someone said something.
Right.
And it's just,
So where we went with that was I said, look, in all seriousness, like we've been close a long time, no secret. I've seen your direct messages. I've seen your instant messages. I wish I hadn't at times. I know you're a pro and you just kind of go with the flow, but boy, are there different rules, aren't there? And I'm wondering, I've never asked you this before, during the course of an 82 game season, let's call it 90 with preseason and maybe a play-in, about how many outfits do you wear during the course of the year? If
82.
you had to guess. Huh? I'm sorry?
82.
You really?
Yeah, I don't wear the same thing twice.
Okay, hold on. We got to talk about the game last night, but I didn't know this. Wait, I haven't seen your new, I've seen your closet. It's not, and I know you have that rack in your garage that holds stuff, but what? So
I live in a different house now,
right.
Dave. I have multiple closets, and so sorry to admit this for the rest of my family. I have clothes in Jade's closet. I have clothes in JoJo's closet. I have clothes in my office closet. I have clothes in the guest room closet. Like every closet is full of my work clothes.
Do you repeat outfits from like last year at least?
Yeah, no, I wear, I put it at a different spot. So I move it up to the front or I put a little that I've once already, and then I take them off and start all over at the next season. Yeah.
Wow.
That's insane.
It's a lot of clothes.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
insane.
Is there like a clothes recycling program or something?
A clothes recycling?
I don't know.
So I don't know if you know this. Women's clothes aren't cheap, right? So this is something that I started working in 2006, and I've started building my wardrobe since 2006. That's 18 years of clothes that I've added to my work clothes. And I dress differently than a lot of women, maybe. I don't do a lot of trendy stuff. I do classic stuff. I do stuff that's going to last over time for a reason. And it'll be professional and so on and so forth and whatnot. But yeah, it's crazy because it's like last night, recently the Kings have worn red and blue a lot, the classic, the city edition, whatever they call them. And, I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about what I'm going to wear. I just go and grab something out of the closet and hope that I can get it to zip, basically. and then, yeah, I go to work. I mean, I've spent too much time on, like today was, free dress at the kids' school. And it's like, oh, you got to bring socks and toothpaste and toothbrushes and this for them to have free dress. It's Give Back Wednesday, right? And I have too much stuff to keep track of between being an adult and a mom and all of those things to really focus on, oh my gosh, what jersey are the Kings wearing today? And who are we playing again? So I'm sorry if it makes people mad when I wear a color that belongs to the other team.
Jason, she also does the same thing for our shows, like a different outfit. For
I know. We know
like
that.
Right now, probably. I'm guessing.
I'm wearing my bathrobe right now, so I get dressed up for you guys.
There you go. Katie, last night, a lot to like. One, I mean, this team needed the win first and foremost, but they earned it. They really played well, executed well. But one of my favorite parts was Houston is the number 2 defensive team in the league. They come in with an edge. There's a chippiness to them. They have an attitude. And when the game got to that point, the Kings handled that and I think flipped that right back on the Rockets. What did you see in that sense of a physical team that came in and the Kings really matched them, if not overmatched them in that?
Yeah, no, it was a key for me last night to the game is just kind of managing physicality, right? And there's 2 ways that you can look at it. Teams that are physical really like to try and get in your space. And Ime Udoka has the whole philosophy of Jerry Sloan, which they can't call everything, right? So they really have the luxury because of their identity and how they play that they can play ultra physical with teams. And that's how they've started out and they've been really great. And that's how they've, gotten to the place that they had. They're still in the 2nd seed in the Western Conference today because of their defense. And a lot of teams kind of buckle under it or they try to match it, but because they don't play that way, they end up fouling a lot. So I was really not surprised, but like really pleasantly surprised in terms of how the Kings not only managed the physicality, but got it to work in their favor, specifically when the technicals came up in the second quarter. And, the physicality is on both ends of the floor. It's on screens. It's how they push you into your screens. It's how they screen. And you can't call it. You can't stop the game every possession. And so, there was I think it was Jabari Smith Jr. who on a pick and roll, he kind of started backing into De'Aaron, and De'Aaron kind of was falling backwards and grabbed him around the waist. And that's when the whole thing started. And the best thing, and Mark said it on air, as the whole, De'Aaron doesn't back down to anybody. He just doesn't. And he also doesn't let them get him really riled up. He stays calm and collected, but that's when he switches his mentality. And it's almost like, to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, now he's going to go off. And he hadn't really done a lot offensively at that point. And he did. He finished the half with 15 points. And then he came out and got DeMar DeRozan going in the third quarter before he went back to his kind of, offensive game. But he completely switched mentality. And to the point where I'm like, God, I wish someone would just smack him around in the locker room and piss him off before he comes out on the floor. Because I wish we could get that all the time. But it really backfired on Dylan Brooks, who is the initiator of all of this. And he ends up fouling out of the game and all of that stuff. And Ime gets ejected from the game. And I thought they handled it masterfully last night, kind of pitting their style against them.
Katie Christensen joining us. You said during the broadcast, and this is something we talked about earlier in the show, I wanted to bring by you. You and Mark said in the broadcast, and this has been said many times before, hard foul on De'Aaron Fox, something happens, he gets popped, elbow in the mouth. Last night it was the kerfuffle, and it's the whole like, now you made De'Aaron mad, you don't want to see him mad. So I went on this thing about like what I don't want to say bothered me, Katie, but like I love De'Aaron Fox. I played the clip of him and Bam Adebayo crying after Kentucky lost to UCLA, like the whole De'Aaron doesn't care. He's just a chill dude. Of course he cares, and anyone who's around him knows he cares a ton. But, Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, two of the greatest of all times, like they were just straight up psychos, and they manufactured ways, if they had to feel slighted. I feel like if Draymond was on this team, say what you want, but he'd probably figure out a way to piss off De'Aaron Fox every game. And I found myself wondering aloud, Katie, if we could somehow find a way to get De'Aaron Fox even 70 games out of the year, pissed off and at the level we see him when he's angry, I think he's already an all-star. He's already a future Hall of Famer, most likely, but he's a completely different level type of dude. You played with passion, you played with anger, this, that, whatever. Is that just not humanly possible for some people, or do you think that's a level he can somehow get to at some point?
Well, everybody's wired a little differently. So it's interesting that you bring up Kobe and Michael, because during a timeout, I turned to Mark last night and I said, it's kind of like, Jordan had this great ability to find something every game that could piss him off going into the game. So he had a chip on his shoulder. He sought out something to make him mad, whether it was something that was said in the media, so on and so forth. But everyone's wired differently, right? Like De'Aaron is a guy that he's very even keeled, goes about his business, and he can have a 60-point night without getting pissed, if you catch my drift. But when he does, it like elevates him on both ends of the floor. He had that great steal from Fred VanVleet that led to a basket in transition. I think that De'Aaron plays kind of in a way like you don't need to piss him off for him to have motivation. It's just that when he is, it's just you recognize it in a little bit different way. So I don't know. It's an interesting question, but I don't necessarily think that everyone has to have that to be motivated to play at a high level.
Katie, the second straight game we've seen Coach Brown go to Malik Monk as a starter. The first time they had 42 points in the first quarter. Yesterday, 42 in the third, had a stretch of 15 made shots in a row from the second to the third. And then just Malik as a playmaker, 12 assists without a turnover. What can, if that minute total stays up and he stays in that starting lineup, what can that mean for that group and really this team going forward with the way Malik's playing?
Well, so the interesting thing about it is Domantas Sabonis has been turning the ball over at a higher rate this year. And always his turnovers are what people would look at on a stat sheet or, the season averages and say that they're elevated, right? But that's by comparison. I mean, he has the ball in his hands making decisions every single play. And so I think that those numbers, when you look at them just, in that way, like, oh, he's averaging, 3.5 turnovers. Yeah, but he has the ball in his hand every single offensive possession. Not many offensive players do, and they're in decision-making roles, right? But they've been a little bit elevated this year, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that now with DeMar DeRozan on the roster, there's three guys that you can't double team all of them. So they've seen a lot of single coverage. And to me, where he's turning the ball over at a higher rate this year is when he goes into isolation and he's trying to back people down and he's just over dribbling the ball. You've got to make quicker decisions, quicker moves, more precise. Maybe sometimes that's giving up the ball and just getting a deeper seal and receiving it back so that you're not, because once he starts putting it on the floor, they really try to crowd the paint. But with Malik in the starting lineup, it takes the ball out of Domas's hands a little bit and a little bit of the responsibility off of him in terms of being kind of one of the sole playmakers in that lineup. And they get to go to more of a traditional pick and roll game versus a DHO game. And they've struggled with their DHO game a little bit this season, I think, because now in year 3, teams are scheming for it a little bit better on how to blow that up. And that's also, I think, one of the things that have been impacting their 3-point shooting as well. So I like Malik with that group because he is a fantastic playmaker. And you get to see, now you really have 3 guys in both De'Aaron, Malik, and Domas that can facilitate offense. And you're getting a sprinkle of different things, like a taste of different things offensively. And it's not just the DHO game, 5-6 possessions in a row. And so it keeps the defense on their heels as well. But I mean, it's interesting. I think that he will. First of all, how do you put the genie back in the bottle? Right. He's wanted to start for, very vocally for his time here in Sacramento, but he's very happily also accepted the role of sixth man, and he closes games. And so, starting or not, he's still playing the same amount of minutes, all of that. We've talked about that. But so now the question is going to be, does he remain in the starting lineup basically going forward? Does Kevin Huerter come off the bench? Does Keon Ellis come off the bench? Is that how this is going to look? And then it's just about managing the rotations so that you can get De'Aaron the rest and the other perimeter players, but still have, a couple of the key guys out on the floor at the same time. So they've got some things to play around with there. But I kind of mentioned it last night during the fourth quarter. You had them out on the floor at the start, and it's like, okay, they've got to get some rest here. They can't play the whole 12 minutes. And then De'Aaron comes out. It's like, okay, they're going to let him rest for a minute. Then Keegan's going to go. And like, they did a nice job with the rotation, I felt. And actually, I felt like De'Aaron got a minute or longer of rest than I anticipated in the fourth quarter because of Malik's ability to really be out there and be impactful on both ends of the floor. So I like it. I still think they have stuff that they're going to figure out rotation-wise. And they played a really short bench. They played 8 guys last night until the game was, conceded at that point and the other subs came in. But I heard you guys talk about it earlier this morning about 7 guys in double figures, and I said it during the broadcast. Every single player before that second group came in at the end and played out the last couple minutes, every single player that touched the floor and took a shot scored in double figures. Jay Crowder didn't take a shot last night.
Yeah.
And so when you look at that offense and how well it worked in that shorter rotation, that was great. I mean, they were very productive. They were productive on the defensive end. But the question is going to be, like, I think Isaac Jones is playing phenomenally. And, like, to get to see him and the amount of trust that they all have in him. I mean, this is a guy that was not playing. I mean, he's kind of third string, if you will. And they're going to him offensively on the low block. They're throwing ahead to him in transition. I mean, they're trusting him in situations, and I think it's fantastic that he's responding the way that he is. But it's like, okay, they're going to have more issues when Trey Lyles comes back. What happens? So I still think there's a lot of unanswered questions, but they don't have to have the answers right now. They can deal with that later.
Yeah. I want to go back to what you said about Malik Monk, and I'm not picking on you because I don't think you were necessarily advocating for it, but it's a conversation that Jason and I were having earlier with the whole Malik Monk starting thing. And one of the most, if not the most common refrain when he was coming off the bench was what you just said. Hey, start, come off the bench. He's getting 30, 35, 36 minutes. He's there at the end. So really, ultimately, blah, blah, blah. And the problem I have with that, though, Katie, is, well, then why not have Fox come off the bench? Why not have Sabonis come off the bench? If they're going to still get 30, there's a reason why guys start. And without getting into the minutia of second units, et cetera, why not start your 5 best players as a general rule, especially when you have a gaping hole at the 2? And if Kevin Huerter or Keon Ellis or whoever is going to struggle in the second unit, which is also the other reasoning I've heard, well, why reward them with starting? Why not just start your best 5?
I mean, it's a good question. And I know it's one that people kind of, there's 2 sides of the fence that you fall on this. And to me, I'm not in every practice. I'm not the one managing the game plan. I'm not the one managing rotations and all of those things. So those are things that factor into it that are, quite frankly, above my pay grade. Thankfully, I don't have to make those decisions. I see what you're saying, but first of all, Malik, and let's not get it twisted, is not De'Aaron or DeMontis. Okay. No. So we'll be clear on that. He is a phenomenal player. He's great in his role, and he can be a starter in this league. He was when he was in LA. Like, he has elevated himself to that level. But the thing is it is about that little tweak of managing rotations. And when you have your 5 best players on the floor to start the game and at all times, right, when you look at it that way, So how do you manage when they need a rest? What's the drop off there? Like you have to.
You talk about how do you manage the bench coming in and when the starters need a rest? Well, I mean, hell, they're playing the starters 40 minutes a game.
You have your 5 best players out there. So should we just sub all 5 guys out at the same time? Like it's an art to managing rotations. Sure. Like when certain people come out, when you get the other, trying to always have 2 of the main guys out on the floor at all times, not having long stretches of minutes. Maybe there's 1 or 2 minutes in the game where you don't have at least 1 or 2 of the starters out there. But it's about managing rotations and minutes and rest. And also it's based on your opponent as well. It's like who do they have on the floor at the time? What are the best matchups? And Kevin Huerter shot the ball incredibly well his first season here in Sacramento. He had a drop-off last season, which I kind of feel bad about because he still shot like 36% from 3, you guys. Mm-hmm. But because it wasn't 40%, it's, he shouldn't be in the starting lineup. Well, you want to, also manage personalities. Like, because he was struggling and as a shooter, so we're going to take him out of the starting lineup. What does that do to him from a mental perspective? There's so many different things that you have to manage. And Malik is one of those guys. They're a rarity in the league where nothing is going to mentally affect him. Nothing is going to get in his head. And he's going to come out there and he's going to play the same way, regardless of he's coming off the bench or if he's a starter. Like, he is a luxury as a player in terms of personality to have on your roster. And so that's all of that's not all of them, but it's many of the primary things that as a coach, you're trying to manage all of these things in terms of how you're making the decisions. But I love what Mike Brown said prior to the game last night, because it is going to be a big topic of discussion is he going to stay in the starting lineup? We've seen more starting lineups in the first 20 games of this season than we've seen combined in the last 2 seasons. There's been a lot of changes, but it's circumstantial based on injuries, and it's based on the fact that this team is not performing and not performing the way that they want to in terms of coming out with wins. And so Mike said, listen, like, I don't know any coach that when things are kind of not going the way you want them, that isn't going to try multiple different things. And that includes your rotations, your starting lineups, your game plan, like all facets of the game and how you manage it. And so he's like, we're going to stick with this for a while. So at least he's flexible. At least he's not, just like, well, this is how I. And so, it may not be working right now, but it will again eventually. No, he's making changes. He's switching things up. He's trying new things. And they've looked good in the last 2 games in my mind.
So no chance maybe next game in Memphis as De'Aaron's walking out on the floor, you do me a favor, just look down and be like, those shoes are stupid or something, something like that. Just piss him off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely give that some thought, some real thought.
I'm sure you will. Fly safely, have a good trip, and we'll see. Hey, Puffy Taco, San Antonio. You gonna do it this time?
Second night of a back-to-back. First of all, I've had them before.
All right.
I'm not as crazy about them as you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just see if I can get from Memphis to San Antonio.
All right. All right. Have a great trip.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye. Sorry. I thought she was done. It's Katie Christensen. Full of energy this morning. Mm-hmm. She was laying it on a lot of different things. Much like American Energy will lay things out with you. When it's time to get your inspections done. Oh, man, but they're $119. No.
Oh, man, I'm out of cash.
Excuse me, I'm getting choked up because they're only $49 right now for a full inspection of your furnace. The system that you need to be has to be tip-top throughout this cold season. But if your furnace is 10 years older or more, hey, Jason, be honest, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Do you have any idea how old your furnace is?
I do.
How old is it?
It is just over a year, almost 2 years old, courtesy of American Energy.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. I ran into a brick wall, but turns out it wasn't a brick wall at all. It was American Energy.
Yeah.
But before that.
I heard it from you, Dave.
You heard it right from me?
I did. And I called them and I said, Carmichael Dave sent me.
I mean, honestly, look, I always say be more like Jason, but in this case, be more like Jason. If you need a new furnace, half off. Half off. Also, $49. Do you know American Energy's been serving Greater Sacramento since 1981?
I do.
You do? Did you know they have an A+ with the Better Business Bureau?
Yep.
Did you know they are a hell of a bunch of model Americans?
That for sure.
916 520 9990. That's 916 520 9990 at AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We will take a break. When we come back, the cup is set, what to watch, and so much more right after this.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait. What's that sound? It's Santa. He's headed back to Sacramento for the 41st Annual Santa Parade, December 14th in downtown Sacramento. Bring your entire family to the parade route around the Capitol for over 100 floats, including marching bands, pageant princesses, clowns, horses, and of course, Santa himself.
The 41st Annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 14th with Shriners Children's Northern California, Gurnick Academy, and the California Army National Guard. The fun begins at 10 a.m. Get more info at sacktownsports.com.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
Get a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Shop Black Friday deals now at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, take an additional 10% off when you buy select major appliances. And get 2 free select tools with purchase of a select combo kit or battery kit from brands like Cobalt, Craftsman, and DeWalt. Hurry and shop these savings only for a limited time because Lowe's knows deals. Valid 11/28 through 12/4. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
What would it take for a plumbing company to earn your trust? Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And let's face it, plumbing and service companies don't always have the best reputation.
So to earn your trust, the first thing they'd have to do is actually answer the phone when you call with a real live person. Then they'd have to send a plumber when you needed them, day or night, without charging extra for emergency services.
A trustworthy plumber would show up on time, wearing a clean uniform and name badge, and be able to show that they had passed a background check and drug test.
A plumber you could trust would give you a firm quote on the job before starting and clean up after they finish the job.
That's exactly the plumber you'll get when you call Bell Brothers, a plumber you can trust. Call Bell Brothers right now for all your plumbing needs. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
You know, when it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer, and that's especially true when it comes to your garage door. And that's why I recommend National Garage Door, 638-4554. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. Whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE, that's broken spring experts. Styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of, and that's not good. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're getting a new garage door. We're pretty happy about that. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 638-4554, National Garage Door.
Here comes Floyd, throw over the middle. Intercepted by Fred Warner.
Faithful to the Bay.
Fred gets up and runs back the other way, 30.
Be there December 12th for Thursday Night Football at Levi Stadium as the San Francisco 49ers take on the Los Angeles Rams.
20, one block and he's in.
This battle of NFC West rivals is presented by Rakuten.
Touchdown!
Tickets are available now. Secure your seats today at 49ers.com/tickets.
San Francisco!
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Our thanks to Katie. One thing I love having, I love a lot of reasons when Katie comes on. But I just always think it's fascinating, the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm a huge fan of that line of work and all.
Oh my gosh, you're just lame.
Not so much her, but all you people, the ones that I think we take for granted, the ones that paint the picture, and the paint is the voice and the describing it and letting people, it's like how they always say the book's better than the movie. I'm not going to say radio is better than TV or vice versa.
They're different.
They're different,
yeah.
But they're to me. I could be wrong here. I really could. I honestly could be wrong because I've never done either. But I've always felt like radio has a different level of difficulty because you have to describe so much.
Yes.
Now, somebody might say, yeah, that's true, Dave. But also on TV, they're seeing everything you're seeing. So you can't, I'm not saying you guys do this, but you could conceivably on radio miss a play or get a play wrong and then catch it up. Or if you mix up a player, for example,
people would see that. They're
going to see that on TV and seize on it. Whereas on radio, you're probably going to get away with it unless somebody's simulcasting.
Yeah.
But I think they're superpowers. I don't have. I wish I did.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that. But you guys just do, the whole broadcast crew is just, I love them.
I remember seeing you once at
Mark Dembski.
Yeah.
That's the
I
one
came
time
as a guest speaker.
That's
and
right.
I go, wait, Dave, you're here.
That's right. I went. That's true. That was
was it a one-day course? What was Dembski's thing?
He was formerly Fox 40's Mark Dembski and formerly Sacktown Sports' Mark Dembski. I don't know if it was a one day or multiple days. I don't remember. What was this? Had to be like 12, 13.
Oh, it was
maybe
while
longer.
Ago. Yeah.
It was longer than that because the first time I met you, you were talking about just starting it.
Yeah. And when did you and I meet?
I was still in promotions, so that was probably 2006.
Yeah, because I feel like Dembski was actually here still.
So somebody, for example, had a baby that day, and that baby's a legal adult.
Yeah.
So Dembski had a play-by-play course.
Yes.
And I took it because that's a chance to try. And everybody got their own little tape recorder and microphone. And he would play an inning of baseball, I think is what it was. And if I was going to do play-by-play, that's the thing I could do. I could do baseball because you have to fill a bunch of time with a bunch of weird crap. And, oh, hey, look at the fans doing the thing. I'm going to talk about that. I could do that better than the others, I would say. But the nuances are just, they're staggering. The prep. You're not just rolling in there. I mean, I've seen you. I've seen Scott Marsh. I've seen Grant. I've seen I haven't really seen Kyle's prep necessarily, but I'm sure it's insane. These boards that you have and the spotters for football and all these things. You're not just rolling in and sitting down and going, all Okay, Dylan Johnson, number 34. Okay, here's the media. Like, no.
Yeah.
The prep that goes into it is ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's just, each one's different between radio and TV. I remember one of the first times I was getting ready to do a TV game. I'd done more radio, and I think I would remember watching Al Michaels. And, really, we all watch, but, I was really studying. And one of his calls that it sticks with me this long, he literally did this on TV. He said, Favre, Freeman, touchdown.
Right.
Perfect. There's nothing wrong. Right. You could say more. You could say less. Yep. And I went, whoa. And radio would have been like Brett Favre, 5-step drop, rolls to his right, looks deep, spiral down the sideline. There's so much more, which if you said all that, that's fine too.
Sure.
But you also you just generally say less because people are looking at it and you're like, oh, wow, that worked.
It's so funny you say that, Jason, because and again, I'm sorry if not everybody is as into this conversation as we are. The broadcasting advice, the play-by-play advice I got the most that floored me, the thing where it's like, I never would have, now that you say it, it makes sense, was from Grant. And he said to me one time, he said, as much as Doug or Jerry or whoever is my analyst, he goes, I'm not going to phrase it right, but it was, my co-host on my broadcast is the crowd. And don't be afraid to let the crowd fill in the blanks in your call. And this was for TV.
Oh, actual blanks.
That's right. So, to your point, if you isolated Al Michaels' microphone and you just played that, you just said, it's like, what is that a call?
Yeah.
But the crowd and what we call that nat sound, the ambient noise, that's the co-host that everyone's hearing.
Yeah. And I've also felt, and I may not be right on, a lot of TV. I think TV is really a spotlight for the analyst.
Yes.
Because we're all watching
That's right.
it. So tell me the why
That's
this
right.
worked, why it didn't, why they ran that, why they called this timeout. The why is as much because we're all watching the game. Where radio, you got to really be descriptive of what's happening.
And I can tell you right now, I would be a far better play-by-play voice than an analyst, simply because what amazes me about what analysts have to do, especially in basketball, hockey, forget about it, but basketball, even football to a point, but basketball especially, you have to, it's like jumping on a merry-go-round going 100 miles an hour, landing it, staying on, and then jumping off and sticking that landing. You have to get in, make your point, and get out. And if you're not careful, you're gonna step all over a play or two. And then now the play-by-play voice either has to catch it up or you just skipped over and you piss off it's a very difficult art to master. And it reminds me of one thing Mark Jones does that I really, really like is when he says, Golden One, you have the microphone's yours or whatever. And which you're always at the home game, so I don't know how often you see that. But a lot of times as the Kings are on a run or Sabonis just dunked or Fox hit a three, you go to break. And as the music's playing during the break, Mark will say something like, "And Golden One Center, the mic is yours," and they just go out to the crowd chanting. Cool. And it's so simple, but it's that chef's kiss at the end. We'll take a break. When we come back, crosstalk, celebrity birthdays, what to watch. The cup is set. We'll get to some of that. We'll do all that right after this.
Kevin Herter plays here.
It's Herter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Herter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
December 13th, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet is unwrapping the biggest power tool sale Sacramento has ever seen. We're turning up the heat with 12 days of unbeatable prices on all your favorite Makita products and much more. Free batteries with tools, free tools with batteries, and bare tools starting at just $99. Come on down and give us a visit at 6701 Power Inn Road in Sacramento, or shop our Christmas deals online at fastenersinc.net. Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet. Better tools, better prices.
It's time now for your 49er injury report, brought to you by Jeremy Winter, attorney at law. He cares because he's been there. In the loss at Buffalo 35-10, Brock Purdy did return from a shoulder injury that sidelined him the week before. But the bad news was Christian McCaffrey, who went down with a knee injury in the first half and did not return. According to head coach Kyle Shanahan, it was a PCL injury that could sideline McCaffrey the rest of the year. That's very bad news indeed for the 49ers, who are now 5-7 on the season.
Serious accident. You deserve the law offices of Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237. Jeremy lost his mother in a car accident and knows firsthand the pain caused by tragedy. That is why he became an attorney to fight for others who are going through a tragedy. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, you deserve more. You deserve better. You deserve Jeremy Winter. 877-637-3237.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Hey, while Alan's getting ready, I'll address this because now we got a lot of stuff to get to. I'm a sucker for a good food question. One of our chatters said I just got a sous vide. Any advice? Sous vide is it's basically a thing that makes water hot, and you can put in some meat, and the water will eventually, if
hot.
No, you put meat in like a plastic. I'm just going to simplify it. You put meat like a raw steak in a plastic bag, and you put it in this bucket with the little sous vide thing on it. It's like this metal cylinder with a digital readout. And let's say you want to cook your steak to, I don't memorize the temperatures, but 135 is medium. I don't know what it is. Anyways, whether it'll take time to get to that point, but you could leave it in there for 4 hours, and it's going to hold it at the perfect temperature, nice. Not just the middle, but from cover to cover. Yeah. And then you take it out and you sear it. I'm talking about a steak. So my advice would be this. Number one, get some big binder clips and get some Ziploc freezer bags. When you put whatever your meat is in there, let's just use a raw steak. You put a steak in there, put in some herbs, put in some full sprigs of rosemary, thyme, whatever you like. Put those in there, and then when you're lowering the Ziploc bag into the water, leave the very end of the Ziploc bag open. The water itself will vacuum seal. It will vacuum seal it. And if you have a vacuum sealer, even better, but it will vacuum seal it, and then just the very corner, close that. And then take those big binder clips, the black kind of paper clips, what I'm talking about. Use that to keep the top of the Ziploc bag adhered to whatever bucket you have there. And then when you pull it out, also remember, if you want to cook it to 135, let's say a steak, that's your perfect temperature, don't cook it to 135. Cook it to 130 because it's going to rise about 5 degrees when you do a sear. So take that rosemary and stuff out, throw a pat of butter in the pan, get it as hot as it will possibly go, let the pan heat up, then throw the butter in, and then if you're not hearing a when that meat hits the pan, it's not enough. Don't touch the steak for at least a minute. Count to 60 seconds. If you try to pick the steak up and flip it and it's sticking, you have not left it on enough. You need what's called the Maillard effect. It's going to be crispy on the outside, perfectly cooked on the inside. You're going to have a wonderful steak.
So you did have thoughts on it.
No.
Christopher Log, got to go quick here.
Gotta go. Hey, celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Oh, we got some time. How are you, Alan?
Oh, I'm great.
Yeah?
I'm great.
Great win last night.
Outstanding win. I'll tell you this much, and it's going to get even better on the show. we are doing our surprise King segment. We will be joined by a Sacramento King.
Ooh.
Don't know who.
Oh, it's a surprise.
Don't know when.
What?
Wait, they're coming.
Do we have potential candidates? Or?
No.
Oh, it's just
wait,
a mystery.
last time it was Keon Ellis.
No, hold on. I've got this right here. This is from the station.
Okay.
I'm looking right now. It says Sacramento Kings players are not allowed on mornings or middays. Only afternoon. Has that been lifted?
This guy.
Is that been lifted?
He had Keon on.
I had Keon on.
Oh, you did that. You just said that. Okay.
So I believe it's between 11:45, 12:45, based on when their practice shoot around ends. So nobody's going to want to miss that. Do I have a hope for someone? Look, we have a segment that we've been cooking up called the Found Money segment. And last season, really the only found money I think Monty McNair had was Keon Ellis. Isaac Jones. Welcome to Found Money.
Yeah.
Wow. Welcome to Found Money. I'll take anybody. Don't get me wrong.
I have in front of me here the Kings depth chart. I would like you to draft.
Okay.
Who you would like most on the show today.
Okay.
Your number one pick in the Kings guest draft is?
I'll go Chalk. I'll go De'Aaron.
That's the exact right answer. De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, you have the answer?
That's the consensus number one pick in today's draft. Number 2.
Malik Monk.
That is also the consensus correct answer. Now here's where it gets a little interesting. Isaac Jones.
Is it crazy? Right? Found Money, Isaac Jones.
I think the competition here would be maybe Kevin Huerter.
I was gonna say Kevin Huerter's night kind of got overshadowed by Malik's outstanding 12 assists, but Kevin Huerter, hey, I thought he couldn't come off the bench. thought he forgot how to shoot if he came off the bench.
I'm gonna take Keegan and DeMontis off the board just for radio rules. I'm not saying you wouldn't want them on.
Yeah.
It's just not the most,
They get to the I would put I might argue,
God bless them both, but let's be,
I would argue Keegan over DeMontis Sabonis simply because it's the thing, right? It's the bit. It's the bit, right?
Okay. Let me give you a bit of a couple of dark horses here.
Okay.
How about Devin Carter? Because you get some updates from him health wise. I'm just thinking from an audience standpoint.
I'm taking a couple guys over. I'll take a Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder was going to be the next guy I mentioned. Oh, DeMar,
always DeMar.
But I think you've got everyone in the right spot.
Yes.
If I throw Mike Brown in the mix, does he?
Oh, that's number one. That's number
Monty?
one for me.
Monty or Mike Brown?
Ooh, Monty. I want to I want to keep it about the game today.
Okay, so it'd be Mike Brown number 1.
Mike Brown number 1.
Fox number 2.
Fox number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Vivek
number 1.
We found the king of it all.
That's the right answer.
How was about the game?
Yeah.
Are you with me? I did a big rant today about how I'm a little upset, but kind of understand, but I'm a little upset. I want that De'Aaron Fox every night.
I am.
It's there.
I mean, it's clearly there. Maybe it's not 1,000% sustainable. So if that was 100%, I think on most nights, it's hard to say. I feel like we might get 50% of just that chippiness. Can we get 70 every night?
Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan style angry, which I know is impossible.
Right. It's a long season.
Angry, slighted, agendized De'Aaron Fox, top 10 player in the league.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. So I heard what you said about can we get this 70 games out of the season or whatever that percentage is. Look, you want to be a max player. I think that's how it gets done.
Well, but the thing is, though, I
play to your max.
I hear you, but he's a max player even if he doesn't. Now, he's not a super max player.
If he wants to, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Sorry, Super Saiyan, Super Max.
Okay.
This is who you have to be in those conversations.
Yeah.
Super Fox.
Because DeMontis crept in last season.
Yeah.
So that would have counted for De'Aaron, even though it was 13. But the guard play is, I think, even tougher. I mean, DeMontis is 4 different positions based on what medium you're looking at. We know who the guards are. I mean, they're keeping Luka as a guard. I mean, it's tough sledding out there for a guard.
Sure.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. And hey, no one says family and friends brings them together more than Crumble Cookies.
You want to do yesterday's or today's?
Why? If you're asking, I feel like there's a reason.
No, I just didn't know if you would remember yesterday's numbers.
I probably wouldn't.
Okay, happy birthday today, guys, to Jay-Z.
Jays.
Oh, is it Jays?
That's
I'm
how
sorry, I
it's pronounced.
mispronounced it. It's Jays.
I think Forbes said Jay-Z was the number one rapper of all time, and Forbes is where you want to go. But
Nicki Minaj is top 10.
Yeah.
Is he finally done? I feel like we haven't heard from him.
Until we do.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be the Jay-Z reunion tour.
You know, I'm done with Jay-Z.
Are you? Wow.
I always joke about the luxury rap, like Jay-Z and Rick Ross. I mean, it's great, but I'm just realistic enough to just say I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't know if that's a watch.
Right.
I don't know if that's a car. I don't know if that's a place. We could play person, place, or thing with that with what they're talking about. That is a different tax bracket of rap.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me help you out. I go and I will watch Screwface John videos on YouTube, and he explains them all to me. That's my secret. That's what I do. He breaks down all the lingo that I don't know.
I know we gotta go. I'll say 40. He's probably 50 now. I'll say 51 for Jay-Z, but Shador Sanders, his song Perfect Timing, we looked up bust down on my wrist. So on the show, we looked up, what is a bust down? It's when you take a very expensive watch and you gut it and fill it with diamonds. That is a bust down if you're curious.
I knew.
It's amazing to me how, do people sit around and just come up with this?
The people on the SAC chat knew. They were like, you know what a bust down is? No.
I think that's a good guess. I'm going to say he's 54, though.
He's 56.
We have a tie between Dave and Chris, 55 for Jays.
Oh,
Jays.
Happy birthday to Jelly Roll. Dave's last concert attended.
That's right. That's actually a fact.
I saw a random video that he may have been some type, because look, Dave, you're very honest about the whole, how do I put this? Hey, Post Malone's a rapper. Now he's a country singer.
Yeah.
Apparently, Jelly Roll did some rapping back in his days. I saw it. It wasn't as egregious.
Sure.
But yeah, Jelly Roll, I have no clue how old he is. He can sing. Don't get me wrong.
Jelly Roll might have ridden the culture wave a little
But
too.
the fact that we don't know his rap songs makes it different to me.
That's true. Mr. Roll, as I call him. I have no idea. He's 40?
No clue.
I really don't.
I think he's seen some things. I think he's 44.
I'm going to say 28.
I love it.
Honest to God, though,
28, 40, and 44.
Win.
Guess what? We've got a correct answer. Carmichael Dave, 40.
Wow.
For Mr. Roll, as you refer to.
Mr. Roll.
That's my guy.
Happy birthday, Tyra Banks.
That's Tyra Banks.
Top model.
Tyra Banks.
We were all rooting for you.
Is 54.
Yeah, she's not in her 60s yet. It's just a matter of how deep into the fives.
Hey, today's National Cookie Day.
She's 56.
53.
Christopher Ludd close is 51 for Tyra Banks. Happy birthday, Blake Snell.
Oh, bleep him.
Bleep him right in the bleep
off. Hey, what's up, Dodger fans? Shut up.
Blake Snell is 30.
Soft. That's why I didn't want to pitch. I want to skip over.
Hey, are you with me on the I want Soto to sign with the Dodgers? Because I think it would be so ridiculous that they might finally close that deferred loophole. I actually want that to happen.
Yeah.
They're good.
I told Jason I want 70 games.
I know. I didn't like that either. I don't like your
Who was
baseball
it?
takes.
It was
Jelly your favorite.
The loser. Blake Snell. Who cares? I'm going to say hopefully he's 52, but I'm sure he's 30 on the nose.
29.
I said 30.
Yeah. You guys are closest. 32. By the way, happy birthday to Corliss Williamson. 51 today for
Corliss Williamson, Arkansas. Alan Stiles is next for Katie. For Coach Plow, for Jason Ross, for Christopher Law. Light the beam, baby. Bye-bye now.
Christmas music is everywhere. The smell of gingerbread is in the air. And wait,